He's going to make the change.
Oh, my God, Mwani's one of the worst players I've ever seen. He's give the ball straight to Cole Palmer. He's give the ball straight to Cole Palmer. We're going to go 2-0 down. I'm telling you, we're going to go 2-0 down. I told you! I told you! I told you! I told you!
I'm the Chills! I'm the Chills!
You can see it!
Chills! Can you believe it?
You can see it happening! You can see it happening!
I'm the Chills! I'm the Chills! I'm the Superids! I'm the Chills! 2-0 Super Blues!
It's a joke!
Get in! Get in!
It's a joke! You can see it, Marloff! You could see it, Marloff!
Get in!
I could tell you! I told you! We'd go 2-0 down! I told you! We would make a mistake! Mwani, get out of our club! Mwani, get out of our club!
I'm the Chills! I'm the Chills! 2-0! Ball's given away! Cole Palmer! Who give that? Was it Mwani? Ball comes out on the
Mwani's
right
giving
side.
straight to Cole Palmer!
Ball comes in.
Honestly! This team is absolutely garbage! This team is so bad! This team is so bad!
It's unbelievable!
It is so bad! I said to you, as soon as them subs, I said to you, Jace, as soon as them subs started to get their shirts off, I said, we'll go 2-0 down. Pointless. De Zerbi, you should have made the change 10 minutes ago. Mwani's one of the worst footballers I've ever seen in a Spurs shirt. Get him out of our club. Honest to God. Look, they're standing on the side of the pitch waiting to come on. I said it. We'll go 2-0 down. What happens? 2-0. We are a disgrace. We're a disgrace of a football club. We deserve to be in the Championship. Honestly, mate. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this in my life. This team is absolute guff. Guff. They are guff all over the park. Guff. It is disgusting how bad this team is. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Up Chelsea.
I cannot believe this team I'm watching. I cannot believe this team. How do I support this team? They are terrible.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players, the attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Aston Villa.
Let's get in there.
Anywhere you go now, baby. I see your sun is shining, but I will make a
Very good morning to one and all. Hi-ho, Aston Villa. It certainly is this Thursday, the 21st of May at 7 minutes past 6. This, as you know, is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally McCoist, Villa legend Gabby Agbonlahor, and our good friends at Arnold Clark buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan, plus get an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. We are coming to you live from Istanbul the night after Villa became European champions once again. What are you thinking? How you feeling?
Unbelievable, Ali. Was that a cue for something that didn't come?
I saw a line there. I saw a line that said opening chat, and I thought it was going to be some build-up of the game and stuff like that, and I thought, yeah.
Ali, wow.
You look well, mate. I got to say to you, all things considering. Now, I did the honourable thing, right? Yeah. I went straight to my kip, right? But I would imagine that you, well, not you didn't. You shouldn't have. What did you do?
No, we went back to the hotel, had some drinks there, and I was walking back and I thought, go on, just get yourself to the square. So I went to the square for some drinks.
Was it,
it was absolute chaos, mate. Everywhere, not just a square, everywhere, Ali. Thousands and I don't know how many Villa fans are here. I've got honestly nothing but praise for all the Villa fans, even the ones that are here that didn't have tickets, because they have had a real party. It's been like a 5-day stag do for a lot of the Villa fans. Unbelievable scenes, Ali.
I've got to say it was amazing. I mean, the build-up of the game. Tell you what I did enjoy. I mean, the fact that I was in the stadium really early. So were you.
Yeah,
I think I was in as early as you.
5 hours before. I
was in a couple of hours before. And I got into the cup of tea, and then I went round into the stadium. And the atmosphere was brilliant. I mean, the Villa fans were fantastic. I knew they would be. But then, I knew the German fans would be too, because the one thing they do, the German football fans, is support their team and they come out in numbers. And the atmosphere, when I was looking out to the right-hand side, was obviously all the white mainly and red, and then the Villa fans on the left. Brilliant.
Yeah, we was there like, I think 5 hours before the game, because it was like chaotic. We did some other hits. But probably 2.5 hours before the game, there was more Freiburg fans in the stadium. They were loud, Ali, very loud. But once the Villa fans got out of the pubs finally, and there was probably 75% of the fans in the stadium were Villa fans. Yeah. Because there was each section behind the goal for each team. Then the two middle sections were neutral, it looked like. And obviously 95% of the neutral section was Aston Villa fans. And they drowned out the Freiburg fans in the end. I just felt like the pressure on Aston Villa to get this result as well. You could feel that from the fans. You could feel a bit of tension, Ali, before the goal. You know, a bit like, okay, not many chances. Freiburg against some set pieces. And I just felt once that Tielemans goal went in, that was like the players then. They went and played their game. The fans were relaxed. And in the end, it ended up
quite comfortable.
No, it was
Fantastic result.
It was. Do you know what I thought, Gab? My assessment of the game, first 30 minutes, there was nothing in it. What I felt was both teams, particularly Freiburg, dropped back into a shape that was difficult to break down. What I did, I loved it. I loved Villa's tactic of going long.
Yes.
I really, really enjoyed it. And you don't see it very often nowadays. And it was perfect because the Villa boys were midfield and Buendia and McGinn were kind of going short a little bit. It meant the fullbacks were going with them. And in times it was 2v2 and they were just going long. And I think they were getting a lot of success from it because Watkins and Rodgers were keeping the ball and possession of the ball was good. But in general play, I think they both had a wee chance in the first 30 minutes. And then I thought the difference between the two teams when you've got people in your team that can do something different.
Yes.
Freiburg didn't look as though they'd end their team, and you boys, the Villa boys, had a couple of players that scored absolutely
I
wonderful
felt,
goals.
Ali, I felt quite strange from Freiburg the way they left Watkins 1v1. Every time Martinez was trying to ping it into him, it was 1v1. I was thinking that's quite risky for a final.
I thought so.
But then the opposite, whenever Aston Villa were defending, Conte was always covering Torres. They're 2v1 all over the pitch, Aston Villa. And it was sort of the tactics of the manager of like, we're going to win this. We don't have to win it in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to be a bit cautious. We're going to be a bit careful. And then when we get our openings with our quality players, like they did with Tielemans that first goal, it was, okay, relax. You know what was crazy, Ali? After the first goal, Freiburg went down the other end and had a corner.
Yeah.
And Aston Villa sent 4 players forward. I'm thinking, what's going on here? You just scored.
It could have been them.
Calm it down. And then someone on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
Freiburg play on the edge of the box.
Shouted it. Called it.
Yeah, luckily Villa won the ball back, counter-attacked.
And could have scored again.
Could have scored again, but that just shows the bravery from the manager.
Yeah.
We're 1-0 up. We're not going to just sit back and
four
hold
up.
on.
Yeah.
So
I thought they were poor in forward areas.
Yes.
They never threatened in behind at all. Everything was in front of the Villa back four. The boy Matanovic was just, he put himself about, to be fair to him, but he was never going to run in behind or threaten you. And the lads in the wider areas, I expected more from Grifo and Besta on the other side. And I thought it was after the opening goal, I thought it was a great performance, going forward, very comfortable. And defensively, they weren't asked any questions at all. Just a perfect night. Now, for Unai Emery, it's a fifth Europa League title, which is it's amazing. It really is amazing. And Jamie O'Hara was full of praise from the sports bar last night.
I think he's now, with Pep leaving in the summer, he's the best manager in the Premier League.
Yes, interesting. I think
he is the best manager in the Premier League, hands down. He's better than Arteta.
There you are. What are you thinking? I mean, he's brilliant. I mean, I'm not sure we should get involved in all the tit for tat.
You don't need to say who's the best manager,
you don't.
who's
But
this and that.
He doesn't need to prove anything to MD. His record is fantastic. And do you know what I thought was great as well? I thought it was great at the end of the game, the way the players were with him.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Emi Martinez picked him up.
Because we saw a wee side to him
celebrated.
that you don't see.
Yes.
We saw a different side to him.
What was funny, though, when Emi Martinez picks him up, on the clip behind, you can see the players are a bit like Tyrone Mings. They're laughing like, oh, my God, how has he done that?
Yeah.
Because then they know that, like, the manager's not really like that. He doesn't like to be the centre of attention.
Yeah.
But it was incredible scenes, Ali, afterwards. So emotional for so many Villa fans. And we were lucky to be in the stadium.
Brilliant.
All the clips back home, Ali, like, so many places showed the game. Thousands of fans on the streets still now celebrating across the world. How many fans I spoke to last night that have come from Australia?
See,
They've got 4 flights to get here.
Same.
Some fans have not had a hotel room overnight. They've got the early flight this morning, so they just stayed up. Some fans have got to get them back through Germany, through different parts of Europe to get home. But what that win means for every Aston Villa fan in the world, Ali, it's just unbelievable. I can't describe in words, and I hope we get some good callers on today. And they'll have their stories of what this means.
I'm
to
sure
them.
we will, Matt, because this morning, without doubt, the floor is yours for the Villa fans in particular. Any fans, give us a call. Join Gabby in the celebrations. You know the number by now. It's 03717 22 3344. Has it sunk in yet? I'll bet there's one or two sore heads on the way to work. Give us a call. Villa might have won silverware, but Spygate is still dominating the back pages. More on that next.
beating. Can you hear me? The Europa League champions do me a favour. Jude Law, Chicky. Can you hear me, Chicky? You almost took one hell of a beating. Can you hear me, Roberto Dispersi? You almost took one hell of a beating. Roberto Dispersi. You almost took one hell of a big cockerel. Ron Weasley. Beavertown Brewery. Can you hear me? Jamie O'Hara. Can you hear me, Jamie O'Hara? You almost took one hell of a beating. Can you hear me? Encouraging sign. Can you hear me? Encouraging sign. Can you hear me? Encouraging sign. You almost took one hell of a beating. The SA side. If you better walk this one side. Adele, Lord Sugar, Tadarius the Pooh. Can you hear me, Tadarius the Pooh? You almost took one hell of a beating. Tadarius the Pooh. Tadarius the Pooh. Tadarius the Pooh. Can you hear me, Tadarius the Pooh? You almost took one hell of a beating.
I can't believe you just pulled out them 2 masks. I cannot believe what I've just seen. And we get beat 2-1 at the bridge again, mate.
O'Hara.
Oh, mate.
O'Hara's got an imps mask. He's got his,
I can't believe you've got an O'Hara mask. You're sneaky, you lot. Yous are so bad. Honestly, yous are horrible. I don't know why I work here. This is unbelievable stuff. All the stuff I do for this station, and that's how I get treated.
What do you mean?
You go and order an O'Hara mask and wear it on the night that Spurs get beat against Chelsea.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking
Mate,
about.
take the mask off. Please, take the mask off, mate. I can't.
Is it Jay?
Oh,
Jay.
what a bad night, mate. What a
Mate,
bad
listen,
night.
you drew the second half, mate.
Oh, mate, don't start. Don't start.
I mean,
I knew it was going to be bad.
Listen, I don't know why you fall out at me over this. You drew the second half. And to be fair, I like the way that you kept booting the ball out of play just to keep the score down. Because goal difference might come into it, mate. You never know.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely. I'm loyal.
Don't touch Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Okay, 6:20. We're the champions, of course, rang out at Besiktas Park as Aston Villa get their hands on that Europa League trophy. I wonder if you've learnt the words by now, Gab. Here's
I
your...
know, mate, I know.
Well, listen, we're going to bring you back down here for a crashing bang, my friend. Here's your rendition of that classic last night in the stadium. Fantastic. Good on you. I was just...
Hilarious, mate.
I met all the Villa fans before the game, man, and they were brilliant, Gabby. Brilliant. Older gentlemen, young boys.
Ali, there's been no incidents. By the way...
I thought they were fantastic,
Istanbul,
mate.
have opened their city for Villa fans.
Yeah.
The cats are everywhere. Everyone's
They love a cat, don't they?
Had a cat
By the way,
on
do you know
top
there's a
of
cat
them.
in the stadium?
Oh, mate, there was a cat on my seat in the stadium. They're everywhere, mate. They've got to do what they want in Istanbul.
I was
the
getting
cats.
into my commentary. There's a cat there eyeballing me. As if, what are you doing in my... You know, I thought...
This is my seat. Incredible, mate.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, we're going to head to the phone line. Somebody that's dialed 0317 722 is Kieran. And Kieran's a Villa fan. Kieran, how are you? You sound well,
Kieran.
mate.
Good morning, lads. How are we?
Morning, mate. You all right?
Kieran, we're in top form. How are you? What did you think?
Gabby, champions of Europe again. Come on.
Again, mate. Again.
Yes, come on. Unai Emery, man. What a guy.
What did you think of the game, pal?
Oh, mate.
What do you think of the game, pal?
You know, the game, oh, mate, it was unbelievable. You know, the goals on how to, you know, that's how to win a trophy with them goals. That was unreal.
I think as well, there was loads of pressure, wasn't there, on Aston Villa? Like, we knew for a fact if Aston Villa failed to win last night, the mockery that the football club would have got, and the players turned up, didn't they?
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%, you know, and, you know, like I said, Unai Emery, you know, what a manager. You know, that's how to win trophies.
Are you going to the is it the open top bus celebration
parade,
today?
yes,
You going to the
mate.
parade
Yeah,
today, Kieran?
Oh, mate, I'll try my best to get there, yeah.
All right, pal, signal's not great. We're
Yes.
going to let you go. Well
Thank
done.
you, mate.
Enjoy your
Thank
day
you.
today. What have we got now? I'll tell you exactly what we've got, Gabby. We're going to have time for a quick coffee break and look at the back pages with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
And joining us back in the studio in London at talkSPORT Towers is Katie Shannon. Katie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, both. Gabby, I'm very impressed. I was worried you were going to be a no-show after all of
Yeah.
us celebrating last night. You're in great form. Well done, you.
I'm always a professional, you know me, Kate. I learn off the likes of Alan and Ali. So I go in their footsteps and always turn up for work, Katie.
I thought we were going to have a Cheltenham Alan Brazil moment, but Gabby, you've done well.
What did you think, Katie? Did you watch it? They were very
Thank you.
comfortable, Katie, weren't they?
Yeah, they made it look easy, didn't they? And also, I want to ask,
Yeah.
Prince William, Ali, did you manage to catch up with your good friend?
Do you know something? I can't lie to you, Katie. I had 15 minutes in the tunnel after the game, right? Hanging on, waiting to see if he came down. But I'm saying unfortunately. He was enjoying the celebrations so much. He was up in the stand and he hit me with a heat-seeking custard pie. So, effectively, I came back to the hotel and my tail between my legs, went straight to my bed. No, but you could see him. He was absolutely in his element. It was brilliant to see, Katie. Just a proper football fan. You know, I remember seeing him, you know, with his boy, and it was like any dad and son at the game in PSG when I first interviewed him, and he was fantastic. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see him last night, but I don't have any doubt we'll catch up in the future because he was in and around the Villa camp last night, celebrating with the boys, which was brilliant.
Yeah, he's so into Aston Villa, and that is what's across all of the back pages this morning. Miracle of Istanbul on the back page of The Sun. You've got Princes of Europe on the back page of The Times. Out of this world is what the Daily Mail have gone with, and crowning glory. So you see there is a bit of a theme with royalty and Aston Villa, and why not? But I want to talk about Spygate because this is really interesting. The latest development at the moment, as things stand, well, this is what's happening. Middlesbrough, Hull City in the Championship playoff final. Southampton went to appeal the decision for them to compete in that Championship playoff final. They lost the appeal, so it means that will be happening on Saturday. However, the latest development is that this story in the Daily Telegraph, Hull scrap playoff final and promote us instead. So Hull City are exploring a case to be promoted automatically to the Premier League after Southampton's Spygate situation. Gabby,
I get it.
if you I was going to say, if you were a Hull player, would you just want to go up automatically, or would you want to play in that massive game at Wembley?
No. Go up automatically. I feel I can see where Hull are coming from because who are they preparing for? You know, they think they're playing Southampton. Then they get told 2 days ago, okay, you're going to be playing Middlesbrough now. They've got to change their preparation. And they'll say, we fairly got through our semi-final. Middlesbrough lost.
Do you know, it's a funny one, Katie, as well. I'm even thinking about, and I know it doesn't. People will probably say it doesn't matter that much because I think they won the game, or they might have drawn the game. It was Oxford, who I think there were no spying in Oxford.
Oxford and Ipswich, Ali, as well. Three clubs, yeah.
I mean, Oxford boys get relegated, Ipswich in the running for promotion. What about those teams as well? I think they've got a case to be upset as well, Katie. I mean, the whole thing's developing into a little bit of a shambles, but we didn't think yesterday that there was any chance at all that the appeal would come through and they'd reverse the decision. And I think we're pretty unanimous. Most people I've spoken to, obviously Gabby and Andy Townsend was pretty adamant on it yesterday that the correct decision's been made.
Yeah. And yeah, that's going to be an interesting game on Saturday to see who actually ends up going up to the Premier League next season. So this other story I want to bring you boys this morning. Arsenal set to offer bumper rise to Arteta. So Arsenal plan to reward Mikel Arteta for leading them to the Premier League by making him one of the world's highest paid managers. It's believed to be worth up to 15 million a season. Pep Guardiola is, for example, on at least 20 million a season. Slots on 7 million plus bonuses. Unai Emery, by the way, Gabby, is believed to be on 15 million a year, so the same as Mikel Arteta. So Mikel Arteta obviously won the Premier League, they've got the Champions League finals, been there for 6 years. Where does he rank for you, Gabby, in terms of best Premier League managers, should we say?
I think he's done a fantastic job winning the Premier League this season. I think when you start talking about Premier League managers, it's very difficult because of how Arsenal won the Premier League this season. You know, it wasn't the most entertaining football. Credit to them winning it. But I look at managers like Iriola. You know, what he's done, the players that he lost in the summer, Kirkes, Howson, he lost Zabarini, he lost Semenyo in January. And look what Bournemouth are doing. They've still got a little chance of getting into the Champions League. Who European football next season for a club like Bournemouth is outstanding. So I would probably look at other managers first, Well,
also bottom line, Katie, do you know something? I'm just going to say, sorry to interrupt you, Katie, but I'm just saying, effectively it doesn't matter, right? We can sit here just now and say you all get different opinions, and Gabby's spot on. You know, in the grand scheme of things, Ariola's done a wonderful job, as has Unai Emery, as has Mikel Arteta. And yes, probably the quality of this year's title and championship in the Premier League wasn't as good as it has been in previous years. However, if I was to say to you, when Sir Alex Ferguson won his 13 titles, how did United play in the 7th title? You wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Because nobody remembers. Nobody's interested. So when Arsenal won this league deservedly, in 3 or 4 5 years' time, we won't look back and say, well, that wasn't the best league, was it? We just look at the winners underneath it, and there'll be Arsenal's name, and that's the way it should be. I think we're blessed. You know, we've got some great managers and some great coaches, and I think Unai Emery yesterday proved that he is one of the best of his generation, I think, Katie.
Well, just on this, before I go, really nice tweet here from Sid Lowe. Said, in the last 24 hours, Mikel Arteta took Arsenal to their first league title in 22 years. Andoni Iraola took Bournemouth to Europe for the first time ever. And Unai Emery took Aston Villa to their first European trophy in 44 years, first of any kind in 33 years. And guess what? They're all born within 30 miles of each other. All these Spanish managers, all within the Basque region. So quite nice to tie that all together in terms of how well those Spanish managers are doing.
Sunderland boss didn't do too badly.
Keith Andrews.
Yeah, Keith Andrews.
Yeah, like he's
there's
been
been
some season.
There's been some brilliant success
you have to look
stories.
as well, Ali, and Katie, what people spend as well, what teams spend, what managers
budgets
got
and all
to
that
do with
stuff.
budgets as well.
We take everything into account. Of course you have. Okay, we're going to head to the news. Katie, thank you very much. That was the back page. Obviously, we're good friends at Costa Express. Now, coming up, find out about a significant change to international tournament qualification.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
I met Arteta for the first time in October in a restaurant randomly. And I said to him, we're going to win the league because you've got the squad now that you've wanted. It's your vision. These are your guys. They play with your values. And I am certain we're going to win the league. And, this is all on Mikel Arteta. I absolutely take my hat off to this guy. He has worked his process, worked his project to now the ultimate fruition. And I think he's been absolutely brilliant. And I was one of the doubters early on. First 2 seasons, we lost 13 league games each season. I was one of those thinking he's too young, it's too early for him, it's too big a job. And then I remember early 2023 doing a whole apology in the Sun to Mikel. And from that moment on, for the next 3.5 years, I've absolutely bought in to what he's doing because I could see what he was doing. And I just think Mikel Arteta, I want a statue, at least one statue of you, and I want a second statue of that idiotic Manchester City fan who did the bottle stunt because he must be feeling like the biggest mug in Britain right now.
Piers, I've got a question for you, mate. Fantastic Arsenal winning the...
I mean, what about a public apology? What about just apologising to me?
Well,
and
before we get, I want to come in here.
What for?
I want to come in here as referee, if I may. As referee, Piers, I think it's only fair. I mean, 2 words I never thought I'd associate with Piers Morgan are humble and pie, right? But we've got that from you this morning with Mikel Arteta. So I think it's only fair I give the floor to my man on my left-hand side, Gabby.
Arsenal fans, everyone out there who supports Arsenal, I apologise for mocking the season. Calling you bottlers. Great team, great fans, great football club. I apologise.
Brilliant. Well done. Piers, I want to ask you, mate, you
where's
touched on
that
it.
utterly useless half-wit Ahara who must be, I mean, how much is he feeling? Because I kept saying to you guys, I kept saying we were going to win the quadruple, and you didn't really understand what I meant. Arsenal to win the Premier League and Champions League, right?
Ever fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different. And here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that.
Okay, it's 6:35. It's Thursday, the 21st of May. Myself, Ally McCoist Gabby Agbonlahor, and our good friends at Arnold Clark are bringing you talkSPORT breakfast live. Live, I tell you, from Istanbul. It's a perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. It is now time for this.
It's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home.
Listen, before getting any further, my friends north of the border need to know, right, that they don't link that up properly for me now. They don't, right? They just throw it on me. They just surprise me.
When's the final, Ali?
I don't know, but you go and see me. Did you decide who you've got in the final yet?
I think we're going to get over France first.
France the semi.
We're going to see
Argentina,
maybe Argentina, Spain. We'll see.
Let me know, will you?
Yeah. Straight to the semi-final.
As soon as you possibly can. Yes, you can win a trip to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Adidas. You and a friend could be in Dallas on June 17, seeing England versus Croatia live. We are talking flights, we're talking hotel, we're talking spending money tickets and official Trionda match ball, all included. Headed to talksportwin.com to enter and for full T's and C's. Have you got any match balls in the house, mate?
Of course I have.
Have you? Good lad, I've got 28.
Have you?
Don't forget the squad will be announced live in breakfast tomorrow morning with Adrian Durham and Stuart Piers. What do you think, man? Watkins is a certainty.
Has to be in it.
Has to be in it. I'm loving him at the moment.
Yes, he's form as well. He's got 9 goals, hasn't he? 3 assists. Thomas Tuchel left him out in March of the international squad. He's been on fire, Ali. He
certainly has, mate. The Villa boss, Unai Emery, put himself further into European folklore when he's fifth, which is remarkable, Europa League title with a third different club. A lot of questions been asked, perhaps, about the quality of the opposition from Freiburg, which might be a little bit harsh, but to give us more, we're going to bring in our European football experts. A very good morning, to Andy Brassel, who's looking rather fresh, Andy.
I was going to say, you're looking surprisingly fresh, fellas.
I know.
Have you been to bed, Gabby?
I have been to bed, not for long. When my alarm went off, I thought it was a joke. I done the Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder when he got up, because I didn't have no time to spare. Shower, brush my teeth, clothes on,
and the difference with you, Andy, I've got to be brutally honest with you, mate. I just can't do it anymore. If I don't get my sleep, mate, I cannot operate. So I came through the front door of that hotel after the game, after leaving the stadium, and took an immediate right, went to the lifts, went to my bed.
No one here's had 8 hours anyway.
Correct.
Mainly because of the time difference.
Correct. 2 hours doesn't help.
Yeah.
What did you think, mate? I mean, is there anything different that Julian Schuster could have done? Because I thought, I didn't think there was anything in the game, to be honest, until the first goal.
No.
And I thought, it was pretty, well, I'm not sure, with drab, it might be a word I would probably use. I think both teams had a wee chance. But once the brilliance of the opening goal, we saw it, there was only going to be one winner, wasn't there?
Yeah, and the 2 opening goals, really, they're just of such high quality. And Freiburg, I think, would have got through to half-time thinking, how are we 2-0 down in this?
Yeah.
With the way that the first half went. But there was always a feeling beforehand, if you look at not just the comparative resources, but their experience. Not only are they a club that's a modest, medium-sized club in Germany, even if you look at the difference between the Premier League and the Bundesliga, they're a club that has never won a major trophy. They got to the final of the DFB Pokal, the German Cup, in 2022. Should have won, lost on penalties to RB Leipzig. And what Schuster has been able to do in these last 2 years is amazing. He's got them to the brink of the Champions League on no budget, really.
Yeah.
And then he's got them to the Europa League. For them, the big deal was that they secured some sort of European football on Saturday.
And they did that.
They won the...
What a great result, didn't they? The
4-1 against Leipzig to get in the Conference League. So I think for them, there was quite a sense of the occasion is here to be experienced, enjoyed. Even when you saw Freiburg fans around the city, it felt a little bit as if, oh, this is new. Yeah. Whereas Villa fans were like properly leaning into it, like this is our moment. Very different feeling around the 2 teams, I think.
Well, you're right. I mean, I get it totally, and I felt that kind of vibe myself, I must admit. And I was looking at them, obviously, at my notes from last night. I thought Mantovic in the centre forward position, I just thought he played as an out-and-out centre-forward. He didn't really threaten. He worked hard enough. He didn't really threaten in behind.
No one really to link with.
No. Manzambi looks as though he's going to be a player. I thought he took I thought he took maybe about half an hour to get into the game. Might have been the first goal.
Yeah.
And then he had bits and pieces. He would be one that caught the eye.
Look, Premier League clubs are looking at him already. Yohan Manzambi's only 20, and I thought it was quite interesting. At the end, he made his way straight to the bench, Manzambi, and Yuri Tielemans was trying to comfort him. He was like, "Get out of my face!"
Yeah.
And like, whereas the rest of them were like quite happy to be there.
Yeah.
There was a sense from him that there will be better days for me than this, and this is massively disappointing. But look, I think it was really interesting. I think if Freiburg missed a trick, it was between goal 1 and goal 2. Because if they go in at 1-0 down at half time, okay, they can have a bit of a reorganise, they can have a bit of a talk about it, and you lose a good goal, that's fine, that can happen. But I think Austin McPhee did really well actually, because there's that corner that Freiburg have, and he tells four of the Villa players to come up, and that drags them away. And even if they've got 4 out, it's still 4 on 4. Villa get a couple of corners, they never really get it away, and you can hear the Freiburg fans whistling for half time while they're defending a corner, which is quite interesting.
I thought they were fantastic though, the Freiburg fans.
Yeah, they were.
From before the game, even after the game, they stayed. The fans, they were cheering their team on. Like you said, it was that feeling of like, we're happy to be here. Aston Villa are the favourites. They should win it with the quality that they've got. And it's just been a friendly 4 days between the fans whenever you saw the Freiburg fans.
But they generally do that, German fans, don't they? I mean, they support, they're loyal, they're good, they are.
Yeah, but this isn't like playing a Stuttgart even, or like one of the really best teams in the Bundesliga. And I guess this is the thing. People look at it. I guess for Villa fans, it's fantastic, of course, and it's the apex of what you always expected with Unai Emery. I don't know about you, Gabby, but from the second Emery comes in the club, you think, right, we've got a chance to have a pop at the Europa League at some point, because this is his competition. But in terms of if you're a neutral, I think you come away from that thinking, I can't imagine a more comfortable final.
Yes.
You've got these sort of sentimental substitutions towards the end, and they're able to do that because they're so comfortable. Now, look, I think it's easy to look at it and say it's due to the reformatting of the Champions League, and it is because you don't have these Champions League teams falling through, and it's definitely affected this season and last season. If you look at the back end 100%. Of the Europa League, it doesn't look the same. But one, you have to say, is it sportingly ethical for teams to fail in the Champions League and then get to play this?
Go.
And the other thing is, I've really stopped short, I think, of trying to make judgments on something that's quite a new format. It's only been a couple of years. And I think this season particularly, the way that the chips have fallen since the last 16, there are loads of teams who could have given Villa a better game in the final that went out.
Exactly.
So you look at, from the other half, Lyon would have given them a better game. Betis would have given them a better game. Celta Vigo, who Freiburg beat, so they really deserve to be here, would have given them a better game. And then you look at this half of the league, Porto, who I thought were excellent really in both legs against Forest, and a little bit unlucky. You had Stuttgart, who we talked about before, as Champions League qualifiers going out. Roma, who should have ended up playing Villa in the quarter-final, but didn't. It was Bologna instead. So I don't think we can be looking at it and saying, oh, it's just weak. Like, it's kind of the way the draw fell, and also, like, credit to Freiburg for actually getting here.
And Aston Villa on a hardy side as well, by the way. Even 2 legs against Nottingham Forest is not easy to get through. So
you don't really want someone from your own country, do you?
No, exactly. That was what we dreaded. Aston Villa fans didn't want to play Nottingham Forest. And I feel like you says, why should you in the Champions League have a go? Okay, you're not good enough to get through.
That's not on, by the way.
Go and have another go at the other competition.
That's not on.
And then you win that. Like, you go out the Champions League, you're gone. Yeah. And this new format, I've said it.
Listen,
every Premier League team that are in it.
You remember here. Villa, right? Even get back to West Ham, right?
Yes.
I keep talking about, grandfathers and sons and grandsons going. West Ham, brilliant.
Incredible.
Aston Villa last night.
Spurs last season.
Freiburg getting a deserved opportunity. Okay, they get turned over in the final, but it's not always all about. Manchester City versus PSG.
Exactly.
That's the creme de la creme. Of course it is, and we enjoy it. But it's not the be-all and end-all. There are other teams. Andy, while I've got you, mate, there's an interesting one, and I didn't know anything about it, and I'm going to go to a break, so you might need to be short. The England national team, the Times have reported, and I hope you might be briefed on it, I'm not sure you are.
Yes.
That England will no longer might need to face European teams in qualifications.
Yeah, so it kind of follows the reformatting from 2028 of the the Europa, what am I talking about? A Nations League
Yes.
as well. It's the same thing. So it's going to be kind of like the Champions League, where you have big long leagues created, split into different groups, and what you do is play 3 games at home, 3 games away. I think it is. Of course, I think it's going to be interesting to see how it goes from when we get to September, October anyway, because we're going to have less international breaks and longer international breaks.
Yes.
I'm interested to see how fans react to that, because I don't know about you guys, I always have that feeling of when the first one comes in September, and I think a lot of club fans feel this, of like, come on, man, we've only just started the season.
They do, mate.
You know, and that it happens
no doubt about it.
October and November as well is a bit of a pain. I mean, look, I think we have to look at England's recent games against like Andorra, and they've beaten them like 2-0 and 1-0, and you can say, oh, okay, well, it's been a bit closer, but these haven't been watchable games, and they're a turn off for the public. It's difficult to sell tickets,
correct,
and it's not good for England, or it's not good for Belgium, who win all their qualifying games, or Portugal, who win all their qualifying games. It doesn't prepare them for the final, so it's not good for the public, and it's not good for
you
the
feel
players.
like you've wasted your evening watching England versus Andorra?
Totally. There's always like the best of international football is still so good. We've seen that at the last couple of tournaments.
Of course.
But I think really, if it's, and to a level, it is competing with the club game. All these games that fans don't want to watch and TV doesn't want to show, it's just not worth it.
No. Andy, brilliant.
Spot on, Andy. Thank you.
Thanks very much for your time, pal. Here we go. What we've got still to come in breakfast now.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Manage your Travis Perkins trade account online at travisperkins.co.uk or via the Travis Perkins app.
Yes, as we saw last night, royalty was in attendance at Besiktas Park to watch the Villa end a 30-year trophy. It's not, you wouldn't call it a trophy drought, would you?
No, it's only been less than 24
30 years
hours.
since our very own Andy Townsend was running about Wembley with that League Cup. Prince of Wales, Prince William's in the crowd. But did Rupert get invited to the royal celebrations? This could be very, very... and we think he might have, actually. There's a rumour going about he might have. We're going to find out very, very shortly. Big, massive thanks there to our European football expert, Andy Brassel, of course. And that was our breakfast preview with our very good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Is this the most significant departure, you think, managerial departure in Premier League history? I mean, there are a few big
No,
ones.
not really.
No?
I think it's the most significant departure for Manchester City. But I think in all the clubs, I think the Klopp impact upon Liverpool was remarkable in terms of galvanising the club back to its fans, back to the levels of achievement, to a brand of football that ignited and excited most people. And Klopp walked out and decided that he'd had enough and left Arne Slot with a wonderful squad that are able to win the Premier League next year, or the following year, sorry. You've seen Ferguson leave, okay, after 26 years. I don't think his legacy, I think his achievements are remarkable, but I think the squad that he left, it does not compare to the squad that Klopp left Liverpool, and does not compare to the squad that that Guardiola is leaving Maresca. And Maresca is indeed a lucky boy. He wouldn't be in this job if he hadn't been in the building previously. I think probably all the lessons that he will have learnt at Chelsea will be taken into the Man City job. And so his experiences, his maturity of being able to manage up might be slightly better now. But he's in a wonderful, blessed position that they are built. You know, the last 2 years of a year of decline and a year of rebuilding have all culminated in the fact that they've done a double this year. I mean, I can't think of a more boring FA Cup final for some time, but notwithstanding it, they still won it. Right? And they've done a double this year. They won't do the treble. Arsenal will win the league, but notwithstanding that they'll finish second, they'll have won 2 cups, and Maresca will walk into a group of players that are highly focused, highly motivated, and his opportunity is to prove the fact that he can continue. And I always believe, and I said at the top of this show, that you judge a business when the people that own it are not in it. So you judge a football club by the legacy of the person that's been running it for a period of time. Klopp's legacy was to hand it over for a year to Arne Slot, who effectively just finessed it and won the league. Now the image of Liverpool is now Slot's, and it's not so great. Ferguson left a decaying squad. With due respect to Alex Ferguson, I'm not trying to diminish him in any shape or form. And that then created the problems that have then spiralled out of control for Man United over a 13-year period. So we'll see if Manchester City continue. I suspect they will. I suspect Maresco, I mean, the principles behind Maresco was, it's an open secret. He was discussing going to Manchester City with the Chelsea management, which is probably why there was a lot of angst and irritation between the two parties.
Not wig. It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark!
Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't tell Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Right, just calm down, you, right? We're working here, right?
Sorry, mate, sorry.
Just hold
Come
your
on.
Can't I loved Keown the gang.
Oh.
Weren't they great?
Unbelievable.
What was the other one? Joanna. Never have. No, I loved them. Cannot beat a bit of Keown the gang. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. What time we got? 6:52. It is Thursday, the 21st of May. Ally and Gabby with you this morning, coming to you live from Istanbul. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Aston Villa Trophy Parade will be today. Approximately 30,000 fans have been in Istanbul. It's at 4:30 and finishes at 6. Listen, brilliant that they're having it. Of course it is, Gab. Is it a little bit of a shame that the vast majority of the punters here won't be home in time to see it?
I think so. There's a few that will make it because they've got early flights.
Yeah,
but I
of
get it
course.
from Aston Villa because they want to do a proper training session on Friday. I get that. He's going to take the game seriously on Sunday. And then after that, Ali, the players want to get off on their little breaks maybe before the World Cup. It's been a long season. So I get it being the next day. And like I said to some fans yesterday, we were so lucky to be in the stadium. Let the guys back home who didn't have the opportunity to come to the stadium. They can enjoy the parade. All I would say is that our rival teams maybe stay indoors and lock up.
Dear. Surely they're entitled.
Hundreds and thousands, Ali, will be out.
Are they
this
not?
Parade.
The rest of Birmingham surely will be allowed to come out and celebrate with you.
They come. They better wear the right colours. I'll tell you that.
Oh dear. Okay. Now Spygate continues to dominate the back pages at the back of the Sun this morning. The headline is Eck faces the boot after Saints KO. Southampton appeal against being thrown out of the Championship player final for spying has been rejected. No surprise there, with boss Tonde Eckert reportedly facing the sack for the role he played in Spygate. Telegraph headline, Hull want playoff final scrapped. Now, to help us unravel all this madness and hopefully to explain where we are, a sports lawyer, Alistair Campbell. Alistair, a very good morning to you and thanks very much for joining us. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm very good, thanks for having me.
Great stuff. Alistair, we clearly I don't know what our forte is, but it's certainly not sports law. This whole thing seems to be it's a can of worms, effectively, isn't it? Can you enlighten us at all anyway? And what are your opinions on it?
It's a monumental mess. I think Southampton are going to have a big job on their hands legally and from a PR perspective to try and keep the dressing room on side, to try and keep the fans on side. There's an awful lot of work for them to do from now to before the start of next season to just hit the ground running, because they're going to have a 4-point deduction to overcome next season as well.
I want to ask you a question about the Southampton players, because we've been talking about this from a former player's point of view. The bonuses they would have got for promotion, the wage increase, it's going to cost the players millions. Do you think they've got a case to sue the club for loss of earnings?
Well, every player's contract will have clauses in it that say the player has to abide by the various rules applicable and the club has to abide by the various rules applicable. And now we've seen that the club hasn't done that in this case. And so certainly the players will be looking at that very carefully. You've got to remember they haven't won the final yet, so it would be what we call a loss of a chance claim. So you don't claim the full bonus because there's no guarantee you would have won the final and earned the bonus. But there's still a claim there potentially, yeah.
Alistair, tell me, they're often put to the back of a lot of people's thoughts, clubs' thoughts and situations like that, but you did mention them. What about the punters, Alistair? What about the Southampton fans that have booked travel, booked hotels, all that kind of stuff? I mean, and I hear what you're saying about the club might have a bit of work to do with them, but where do they stand?
I think it'd be quite difficult for a fan who's spent a bit of money on travel, hotels, etc., to go out and sue their club for that amount. You know, there are potentially thousands of these fans, thousands of these potential claims, but I think that's probably quite a difficult thing to get through legally. You know, if I was advising the club now, I would be saying you've got to make a gesture to those fans, you've got to make it right somehow. What that is it's not my area of expertise, but they'll be thinking hard about how to make it up to those fans and how to really make up for something that's, I've seen lots of fans being interviewed saying is a bit embarrassing for them.
Could you see something perhaps maybe along the lines of a reduction in season ticket prices or something like that? I don't know, for example.
That's certainly a gesture that would go down well with the fans. Obviously, there's going to be financial consequences to this for the club, with all the potential legal battles from the players and other clubs and so on. And reducing season ticket prices is going to be a further knock-on effect on revenue. And that will all factor into things like their compliance with the financial rules next season. So those are the big decisions that the board are going to have to make, and which something like reducing season ticket prices would obviously help with the fans, but you've got to remember the financial side of things too.
Alistair, it's a very messy situation, isn't it? But will Hull City have a claim? Say if they don't win the final, will they say that Middlesbrough, fair and square, lost the semi-final? Why do they get to play the final? Maybe Hull City should have been gone straight into the Premier League. Have they got a chance with that?
I think it's a bit difficult to say we should get a pass on the final, we Hull should get a pass on the final and go straight into the Premier League. I think, although this situation is entirely unprecedented, one of the ways you could look at this rule, the breach relates to specific matches, the Oxford match, the Ipswich match, the Middlesbrough match. And one way of looking at breaches of this rule is to say, well, we have to deem that match to have been lost. You know, you see for breaches of other rules, sometimes you get 3-0 walkovers, that kind of thing. If Southampton had been deemed to have lost that match, then Middlesbrough would have gone through. So that is one way of looking at the rules. I don't think Hull I don't think it would be right for Hull to get a pass into the Premier League.
Okay, Alistair, thanks very much for coming on this morning and explaining one or two things for us there. I really appreciate your time. Have a good day this morning. Now, as you heard, actually my mate's just already been on this morning, my mate. He says there's only one playoff game this weekend. Come on, the Wanderers.
Bolton.
Correct.
Yes.
Who have they got? Is it Stockport, I think, is it?
Is
I
it?
think it is, actually. I'm looking at my producer, and he is giving me a thumbs up. That's what producers are there for, Gabby. Now, I wasn't lucky enough to spend time with the future king, but we're joined next by somebody who might have.
Let's talk about the big breaking news that broke last night. It's been something that everyone's been speaking about for the last 12 months, and that's that Pep Guardiola is set to leave Man City after 10 years at the job. Let's bring in our chief football correspondent, Ags Crook, to kind of open or shed a bit more light on this. Crookie, obviously, look, this is massive, massive news. It isn't a surprise as it is. We knew about it, but we didn't know when this was going to happen. Give us a bit more on it.
Yeah, I think it's the worst kept secret in football, has been for several weeks, if not months now. And that's why I'm slightly surprised, by all accounts, that Pep Guardiola has reacted quite furiously to the fact that this has been leaked 24 hours before a game that could decide Manchester City's title fate. I'll be at the Vitality tonight. If City don't win, it's Arsenal's title. If they do win, we go to the last day of the season and what is sure to be a very emotional final home game for Pep Guardiola, final game in charge of City after 10 years. Against Aston Villa. But as I say, this has been coming. I think it could well have happened earlier. There was a lot of talk about whether last season will be his last at Manchester City. He's given them one more year. It's a round number of 10. He's delivered a 20th trophy, if you include the Community Shield and such like, by winning the FA Cup final at Wembley on Saturday. And who knows? There could yet be a late sting in the tail. There could yet be a treble. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't actually think Manchester City will win at Bournemouth tonight, but we shall see. But it is certainly the end of an era. What next for Manchester City? Well, that's been a fairly open secret as well. Certainly sources at Chelsea have long suspected that Enzo Maresca would be the new Manchester City manager. I understand there is an agreement in principle between Maresca and City for him to sign a 3-year contract. And he's even started to line up backroom staff. Willy Caballero, former Manchester City goalkeeper, someone that Maresca worked with before, is going to go as his number 2. So this could develop very quickly, not just Guardiola's departure, but the replacement being put in situ very quickly.
Would you give up the chance to play for your country to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn rugby union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from Test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, Rugby Union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Okay, it's 7 minutes past 7 this Thursday the 21st of May. Major celebrations here, of course, over in Istanbul. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally, Gabby, and our good friends at Arnold Clark shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Do not miss your chance to boost your valuation. Now, plenty going on last night, as you could say, Gabby, but you had a very good reason, I think, to pull an all-nighter last night.
Yes.
Starling grading their name on the trophy now. Ball in. There's number 3. Morgan Rogers tapping in from Buendia's cross.
Tapping in.
Wow.
Well, it says here, Gab, not just 3 goals, but 2 of them were absolute screamers, which they were.
Yes.
Right. But I'll tell you what, the third goal, some goal, by the way. I'm telling you. It all starts coming up with John McGinn, takes a great touch, flicks it inside, out to the left. I think it's Digne takes one touch, plays it down the left-hand side. I thought Buendia was going to cross it first time.
Yes.
He didn't. And then you look at the run Rodgers does to get across the centre-back.
Unbelievable.
Different class.
Can I just say something, though?
Sure.
Because you're the best we've got in this country at CoComs.
Thank you.
I was on the CoComs last night, just little bits into the show before half-time and afterwards. It's not for me, mate.
No?
When it's my team, no.
Ah, right.
I was jumping up and down, getting told off by Deck, our producer, saying, like, oh, we're live. It's not for me, mate. When I'm watching my team, I can't do co-coms because I just wanted to celebrate with the fans whilst we're live. My mic was off. I was getting told to put the mic back on.
But I think we can allow you that. I think we can allow you that.
I'd rather watch it as a fan, Ali, and maybe in the future if I've done it on other games because I couldn't control myself last night.
Well, I did the same myself, full enough, in that tournament. When Rangers beat Leipzig in the semi-final at Ibrox. I wasn't commentating on it. But I remember Darryl Curry was presenting the show and he was asking me questions and I didn't even know he was asking me questions. I was dancing up and down
You
with
can't
the fans.
help it though, can you? And our next guest would agree with me on that.
Absolutely. It's going to be a very good morning to someone who certainly knows Prince William, but if you see him next time, of course it's Rupert Bell. He custard pied me last night, the future king. Yeah,
Did he blank you?
Well, not so much blank. He was enjoying the celebrations, and I was hovering about the tunnel area.
Oh, so you were trying to be a royal groupie
yes,
last night?
Yes. I was.
My mate
and
Wills,
show.
come on, Wills.
I was an official.
And he dissed you.
I was a royal hanger-on, there's no getting away from it. But he was enjoying the celebrations, so I didn't get a chance to see him or indeed talk to him, Rupert. However, boy, did he enjoy himself.
I think
wasn't it brilliant to see again?
And well, I've just seen a picture of him crying. I mean, we couldn't. Where I was, just behind the goal, it was just extraordinary. And you talk about that Buendia goal, the third one. He was literally, I don't know, 20 feet from me, the twinkle feet. He had that defender on toast.
Yes, lovely,
and then
wasn't
he cut and then getting across. I mean, and I wish Buendia had scored with that other chance.
Yes. Do you know something?
Which has probably been an even better goal.
I'm going to be a little critical.
Right.
Square it, Watkins.
I'm going to be a little critical, right? Because I just think he thinks it's a little bit too easy.
Yes.
The move's fantastic. The move's a thing of beauty. And then does he try and be a little bit too smart?
Agreed.
It does
Near
a bit,
post,
doesn't
yes.
it? Because the obvious finish is the opposite. Out the far corner, bring it in the other post. He waits Ngorigan down. He is a little bit unlucky. He tries to lift it over his right foot. And who can say, after scoring the goal that he did, I mean, I was right behind.
Weaker foot.
Oh, man, I lied.
Weaker foot.
I was right behind him.
I have never known. I haven't had a lot of sleep, Ali.
Yes. Well, you're looking remarkably well
You know
considering
what?
that.
No, I've always been told, have a shave, have a shower, and it will cover up a multitude of sins.
Oh, you did really.
I managed to do that.
I'm glad you cut short in the SHs there. I didn't know where you were.
Trust me, I need one of them. But
I knew the next one was shampoo.
As soon as we done, it's off to trap one.
Rupert, I want to ask you though, Rupert.
Yeah.
Because we saw the Future Kings celebrations there. That's natural. That's not put on. We see my celebrations.
Wonderful.
It's natural. I want to imagine yours was the same. What does last night mean to you, and what does it mean to Villa fans that you know and you've been around over the last 4 days?
Everywhere I went into the fan village, and I mean, it was just bonkers. They were just so excited. I had my son with me. You know, we've been on. He's brought me to being a Villa fan, and just to see it coming in. He was walking out. There was almost a surreal feeling as I was wandering the streets of Istanbul last night in an aimless fashion.
Incredible.
But it was like we were almost sort of going, has this just really happened?
Yeah.
And as we walked, and we had quite a long walk back. It was quite a schlep up that hill.
No, mate. Wow.
By the way, what about that hill?
Honestly, Ali.
I came up it yesterday afternoon. I had to set up base camp. Honestly.
I thought I was going to fall down it last
It was
night.
unbelievable.
Wow. Well, Gabby rolling down the hill.
Yes, imagine.
But it was just as a experience. We didn't. I mean, if you think, it wasn't that long ago. We're in the Championship. We're lumbering around the Championship. We're not really doing anything. But from 2022, since Emery's walked in, it's just been extraordinary.
Wasn't there an absolutely wonderful feeling about the whole city for the last couple of days and last
Unbelievable.
night? Wasn't it great?
Unbelievable.
You've got to give credit to the Freiburg fans.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, when they were
absolutely.
bouncing up and down, doing that, we were just saying that was just, I mean, how they coordinated that. I mean, amazing.
No, I've got to say as well.
We can just about sing a song together.
Oh,
but
it was
what
great.
they were doing.
What I got to say as well is we're lucky to be over here. Anybody's in Istanbul got a flight, even if they didn't go to the game. But the clips I've seen from back home, so many places, big arenas in the city, I put the game on, so many Villa fans there. That brings the joy to mind.
And there's a parade tonight. You know,
4:30.
And I mean, players, they'll be absolutely weeping.
Is that obviously Birmingham City Centre, I take it?
Well, jewellery quarters. Done.
No, it's called Aston Villa City Centre now.
Oh, dear me, yes.
We're going to change the name.
A little bit, I know it's a small thing in the grand scheme of things. A little bit disappointed that you can't be there as well.
Yes.
He probably...
No. I can say I was here.
Yes.
People there will have a chance to acclaim.
Exactly,
Because
deserve
last night, you know, where in the utility arena at the NEC, there were things everywhere. It must have been bonkers in Birmingham, but it was bonkers in the ground. Brilliantly organised. Getting into the ground it was really well organised.
Yes, great stadium. Yep,
fantastic. And just the whole experience. People around us. The guy I was sitting next to. I mean, he said, "I'm feeling weak." I think it might have been because a lot of them have been on a 10-hour lash.
Yes.
Well,
I'll tell you what
I want to
got.
know, did anyone miss the game because they
no.
went too big? There must, because there
You
was
think so?
every chance. When Alex came
Went
down
back
to,
early.
Well, when Alex came down to film me in amongst the fans, I mean, some of them had gone off the bridle big time already, and this was 2:00 in the afternoon.
No, there's no excuse for
so
that.
there's another 10 hours to go.
Well, the good news is we've got a sort of timeline of your debauchery right here in the great city of Istanbul. Have a listen to this, guys.
Day 2 of the Istanbul journey. Pair of the dog time. Up the Efes, down the Hat. End of a fantastic journey. Gotta have. My name is Rupert Bell, and I'm going down fighting with a bottle of red wine.
This is your what?
I'm going down fighting.
This is your last
My
drink.
last ever drink, he says through gritted teeth. So I might as well just drink it out of the bottle. Up the villa, what a night, what a trip. Freiburg fans amazing, but blinking heck.
Well done, my son.
I didn't know posh people drank out of the bottle of
Well,
wine. Rupert.
unfortunately, no, because the place we were in last night, he said no more glasses. So I was left. But I did get that bottle of wine, and then I went and
They're not necessity glasses, you know, when you win major European.
Well, no, but then I followed that with the biggest blipping kebab.
Rupert.
And I tell you what, that's why I probably need to go to Trap One.
I was going to say, before things get even more dangerous in the proximity of this room, head out there to Trap One, and I'll speak to you later on. Up next,
Thank you, Rupert.
Martin Keown has gotten the last laugh when it comes to Arsenal bottle jokes, and you better believe it, he's certainly enjoying it.
The one and the only Martin Keown is in our midst.
Jim, I'm just having a drink out of this bottle. Just to reaffirm, if anyone thought we lost our bottle. There it is.
There it is. Is this the same bottle as that Manchester City fan
And it
was
tastes
glugging
beautiful.
out of?
Tastes beautiful, by the way. So, no, congratulations to the club, firstly, Jim, to the players, the supporters. It's been a lot of pain. There's been a lot of commitment, a lot of energy's gone into it. You lose it 3 times. Something that we did as a group and this group now, just to see them, you know, win the Premier League. Fantastic moment for the club. The supporters, I was at the ground last night. Honestly, the amount of support that was there instantaneously, fans everywhere, Jim. There was about 100,000. They're claiming 100,000 people there last night around the ground. A great moment. Fantastic for Arteta.
Yeah.
You know, you guys questioned him. I felt that this would be the year, and it's proved to be the case. So, very satisfying.
Just to be clear, you were at the Emirates and you were there on Arsenal duty, were you?
I was doing a pitch event. A lot of the clubs do this, and I just thought I need to stay. I need to keep an eye on this. And it was watch the last 20 minutes. I thought Bournemouth were absolutely magnificent in their endeavour. Just the honesty of this Premier League to win it. I think people are saying it's not the best Arsenal team of all time, but you know what? The Premier League now is so competitive, Jim. You know, Bournemouth, look at what they're achieving. Their manager doesn't even have a club for next season, but look, he's going to leave the club that Bournemouth in the 6th place. So I knew it was going to be tough for City, and I think they ran out of steam in the end. And Pep, I thought maybe that would give them a little bit more energy, a bit more oxygen that the manager announces pretty well that he's going on the day of the game, but it proved not to be enough in the end.
I need you to give me a straight answer to this. Have Arsenal, in your view, been the most discredited champions in recent history?
I don't know if it's the day to discuss that.
Oh, yes, it is.
I don't think it is. I think we should look at what Arsenal have achieved.
Bottlers.
What I do know is
they've been discredited.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk!
Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air.
Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
Go.
I'm loyal.
Don't tell Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, what have we got? It's 20 minutes past 7 this Thursday, the 21st of May. We're coming to you, Ally and Gabby, of course, coming to you live from Istanbul, the morning after the night before. Wonderful result for Villa, comfortable victory 3-0 against Freiburg, and boy did they celebrate in style last night. Now it's time now for our coffee break with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
That's the perfect cue because I've just received a message from my wonderful friend Laura. Laura Woods is on this morning. Would you like to say good morning to Laura?
Good morning, Woodsy. How are you?
We miss you, Woodsy. We're looking forward to seeing you very, very soon, and you clearly will be absolutely thrilled and delighted what's happened the last 48 hours because unless you're living in the moon, Arsenal were crowned Premier League champions for the first time in 22 years on Tuesday. And Martin Keown revelled in it when he joined White and Jordan yesterday, and so he should.
Only Martin Keown is in our midst.
Jimmo just having a drink out of this bottle. Just to reaffirm, if anyone thought we lost our bottle. There it is.
There it is. Is this the same bottle as that Manchester City fan
and it
was
tastes
glugging
beautiful.
out of?
Tastes beautiful, by the way.
Wow, Martin Keown has got a personality.
Brilliant, Martin.
Wow. Who did he get that from?
I think Martin.
Has he borrowed that from someone for 10 seconds?
Well, he never got it for MD in that studio.
Wow.
Right, I'll tell you right now, he definitely never got it for MD in that studio.
Martin had some banter, Ali.
But if there's anybody deserves and has warranted a bit of banter, it is Martin.
Finally, though,
because he has taken a bit from you fellas.
He's so biased. Just have a bit of fun, Martin.
Do you think he's do you think he's a little bit biased?
Oh, very biased.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, away from Arsenal, and we did congratulate them yesterday, and we'll congratulate them again this morning. Villa also got their hands in silverware last night, winning as we saw. Brilliant atmosphere in that stadium. Absolutely wonderful. The Europa League, very comfortable victory in the end here in Istanbul. So we want to hear from the fans this morning. How are the heads? Has it sunk in yet? Give us a call. Let us know what you think, whether you're here or not. If you're here and you're listening, give us a call. Even at home, make sure you do. 03717 22 3344. That, of course, is the number to call. Somebody that's done that is Paul. Paul's not a Villa fan, but he's a passionate Brummie football fan. Paul, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, boys. Good to hear from you both. You are fantastic at what you do. Yeah, exactly what I said. Not a Villa fan.
Very kind of you, Paul.
Brilliant. That's all right. I shouldn't like you, Ali, because my wife used to think you were sexy.
Oh dear.
Oh, la
dear.
la.
Oh, yeah. You certainly made my morning, I have to say, you Paul.
That's not the first time he's heard that, by the way.
It is this morning, mate. Paul, in all seriousness, mate, we were here. Gabby and I were in the stadium. The atmosphere, everything about it was absolutely
Incredible.
first class. What did you think watching it?
Brilliant. I thought the first 15 minutes it was a bit sort of back and forth, but after that, I think Villa put the foot down and really showed that they can play football.
thoroughly deserved victory, wasn't it, mate? I mean, up until the first goal, I didn't think there was an awful lot in it, but after the first goal, once it went in, it was, if it wasn't one-way traffic, it was certainly comfortable for the Villa.
Yeah, absolutely, agree totally. Freiburg, without disrespect, aren't really on the same planet as Villa, so I think it was written in the stars. I thought 3-1, so for them to have a clean sheet as well was really good.
Brilliant, Paul. Thanks for
you,
your
Paul.
call this morning, Paul. Enjoy yourself. Have a good day. We can also speak to Simon. Simon's a Leeds fan, but he wants to congratulate the Villa.
Love that, Simon.
Simon,
Good morning.
you'll be smiling as well. Great night for the Villa, but also a great season for Leeds.
Oh, yeah, it's been a brilliant season for us. First semi-final in 20-odd years. It's been a great season, but I'd like to say great result for Villa. And I'm hoping our owners, the 49ers, take inspiration from it. Because only 6 years ago, we were beating Villa 3-0 with Bamford hat-trick when Villa was struggling. You fast forward 6 years, and look where Villa are. You know,
Paul,
the
do you know what
European
it is,
champions.
Paul, Aston Villa went and paid $6 million compensation for Unai Emery. The owners just says, listen, no messing around. We're going to get a known winner, and he's going to have the keys to the football club. So many football clubs can learn from the way Aston Villa run things.
I agree totally. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping the 49ers sit up and look at what you have done at Villa.
Yes.
You know, and use that as a model for what, you know, for inspiration. We sing a song, We Are the Champions of Europe. That's what we aspire to be. That we sing that because of 1975, and that's 50 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
remember it well.
Do you know what as well? Mate? It's all good finishing in Champions League and, you know, winning certain games, but fans want to win trophies. They want parades. Villa fans today in the parade. West Ham have done it in recent years. Crystal Palace have got a chance next week.
Yeah.
Spurs won it last season. That's what, as a fan, you want, don't you?
Oh, does it sound as though Simon wants that? I mean, to be fair, he probably took the huff that you called him Paul when his name was Simon.
Simon Paul?
Oh, that's I.
That's his name.
No, I thought it was Paul Simon.
Oh, yeah,
it's easy done, by the way, because one of the boys made a mistake yesterday called Jim Broadbent Jim Proudfoot.
I got him on here, Paul.
It's unbelievable. By the way, all right, Townsend, no need basking in my glory and my mistake over there's Andy T. Having said that, Villa fans, listen up this summer. We've teamed up with the club to bring you the ultimate World Cup fan zone at their brand new state-of-the-art venue, the Warehouse, which of course is right next to Villa Park. We're showing every England game live on the big screen, so you'll certainly get free. Every ticket, you get a free drink at arrival, and you'll be alongside the one and only Gabby Agbonlahor. What more could a man or a woman ask for? The atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric, but tickets are flying. You've got to get in quick, guys. Secure your spot right now over at talksport.com/fan zone. Don't miss out. Get your tickets. It's coming home. Honestly.
It's coming home, Ali. It's coming home.
Just in case, I mean, who is it?
So we're going to beat France in the semi-final.
France in the semi.
That's where I put my tickets in my hotel.
France in the semi.
Then in the final, I think maybe with Spain,
Argentina?
It doesn't matter, mate.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You either just
when you got Conser, you know, as your best centre half,
Okay.
Ali. We've seen what he can do in big games.
Well, you heard Gabby there.
Easy.
It's not only coming home ball accounts, according to Gabby. He's even telling you who you've got in the semi-final and the final. And don't forget, the small matter of the England squad is announced tomorrow, and it is live on talkSPORT. What do you think, Gab? Watkins has got to be in.
Watkins will be in 100%.
Conser?
Conser 100% will be in. Rodgers is starting. There's no debate now.
He loves him as a 10, doesn't he?
Ali, there's no debate between now and the World Cup of who's going to play number 10. We're going to need something else to talk about on talkSPORT because it's Morgan Rodgers. Simple as that. This guy...
I don't disagree with you,
This
mate.
guy, Ali, if I'm Aston Villa, I know he signed a long-term contract...
Make it longer.
No, but anyone who thinks about putting a bid in for Morgan Rodgers, you're talking 150 million. You are, mate. What he means to Aston Villa, Ali, all the best.
I don't disagree with you.
Top player.
I thought it was terrific again last night. Loved his movement for the goal. Yes, that was all thanks to our good friends at Costa Express.
I shouldn't like you, Ali, because my wife used to think you were sexy.
Oh dear.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT. Sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
sensational story and so many strands to it. And I've seen a lot of Southampton fans who've come out in condemnation of the club. They say this is the darkest day in their long history. And I think a lot of Southampton fans are quite embarrassed at the way in which their name has been dragged through the mud. As you say, the punishment is immediate expulsion from that playoff final on Saturday, the £200 million game. So they have been stolen of the right to possibly get back into the Premier League the first time of asking, and a 4-point deduction for the start of next season. That's because, as I understand it, the EFL argued that the playoffs needed to be treated as a separate cup competition. Obviously, Southampton admitted spying on Middlesbrough, so that's where that punishment comes from. They also admitted over the course of this hearing with the Independent Commission spying on at least 2 other Championship teams, which is why there's also a points penalty for next season. Southampton appealed it immediately, not because they feel they're innocent, but because they feel the punishment doesn't really befit the crime. One of the things I was told coming out of St Mary's is they feel this is unprecedented. It is, because there isn't a precedent. I know that Marcelo Bielsa escaped with a fine, but it was only after that incident ahead of the Leeds final playoff with Derby that it was put in the rule book. So this is uncharted territory. Southampton have told staff in an email that I've seen from the Chief Executive, Phil Parsons, their legal team are confident they've got a strong case. They're going to keep preparing for this game on Saturday. I don't think it's going to be overturned in terms of Southampton being allowed to play this final. What could happen is a sort of halfway house where the points deduction gets rescinded. But I think there's enough evidence that Southampton will not take their place at Wembley. We're hearing stories of analysts dressing as staff wearing the kits of non-league Eastleigh when Ipswich were using their training ground in order to spy. So this is quite sinister in many ways. This is not just some bloke who's turned up at the Middlesbrough training ground and filmed a few minutes of training. So I think they're banged to rights. I think they've shown very little contrition. I think it's poor that we haven't had a statement from Southampton in the aftermath of this punishment. We still haven't heard officially from the club. We're a long way down the line now. Surely they should have had something prepared.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
What have we got? 7:35. It's Thursday the 21st of May. We're coming to you live from Istanbul. Ally and Gabby. Now, after 30 years, Villa have finally got their hands on some more silverware. talkSPORT hit the streets of Istanbul straight after the fans poured out. And here's just a flavour of the jubilation that was on show last night.
Got a message for Gabby Agbonlahor on the show tomorrow.
Gabby Agbonlahor! Right, best day of my life. I was 16 when Villa won the League Cup against Leeds. So basically, my whole adult life, we've never won anything. It was brilliant.
Do you want a statue for Unai Emery?
All day long. And he shoot, Unai Emery,
And what does Gabby Agbonlahor mean to you? Have you got a message for him? He's going to hear this.
Gabby Agbonlahor. He's fast as up the talkSPORT. Gabby Agbonlahor.
It's quite a song, that.
What's that bleeping? What's that bleeping noise?
How long did it take the Villa fans to write that one?
Is 1 second maybe, Ali?
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to bring in the second last skipper.
You're absolutely right.
To lift silverware. After the stick you gave me at my Jim Broadbent. How are you, Andy boy?
Great.
Couldn't have gone any better.
What a wonderful night. I mean, Gabby and I we absolutely loved it. It was. I mean, as finals go, as nights go, everything apart from the weather.
Yeah.
You know, even the weather was probably perfect for us because, the Villa boys absolutely happy playing in those sort of conditions. But terrific performance, stunning goals worthy of racing any proper game anywhere.
What was your favourite? There's a question for you. What was your favourite goal?
Well, we were talking about it afterwards, actually, because we were talking about a man of the match who we thought, and it was a tough one. Who did you go for?
I'd have gave it Yuri Tielemans.
Yeah, again, I think few would have any complaints about that, Ali.
But you're right, it was one of those ones you could have gave it a 3 or 4.
Yes, you could have. But we went for Emi Buendia.
Yeah.
His goal was just
what a goal.
Fantastic,
and
wasn't
do you know I actually said in the comms, lads, it's one of the best goals I've been positioned to see in the stadium.
Yes.
Right behind it.
Yep.
You can see him open his body up, Andy. He starts at about a yard outside the post and it curls in. It was a thing of beauty.
I'm not being funny. It's hard to even question Freiburg because if that was the opposite way around, and it was a player that's so dominant on the right foot.
Yeah.
You're not going to score from there, weaker foot. No problem. Have a shot. You can't score from there, weaker foot, top corner.
Do you know what I thought, Andy? You know what I thought, Gabby? I didn't think there was an awful lot in the game for the first 30 minutes.
No.
I thought it was pretty drab.
Yes.
And I just think, for a spectacle, and particularly from Villa's point of view, the first goal changed. I thought Villa had players in their team that were capable of doing things like that.
Correct.
Freiburg didn't really look
That's
as good.
exactly it, mate. Exactly that. They had Villa have often shown that they can score goals and take goals of real quality.
Yeah.
They can, and scored the goals at the absolute dream, perfect time. To go in 2-0 up was brilliant, Gab, wasn't it? It was amazing. And again, I think they just got all of the key components right. It was a bit of a worry before the game. Gabby spotted the goalie.
I know.
He spotted him.
Broke his finger, didn't he, the warm-up?
And he was like... And look, goalies often hurt their fingers where they're saving shots and you catch one right on the end of your finger. I've often seen goalies having a bit of an issue with that. That's not a worry, but to actually break the thing isn't ideal.
Yeah.
But credit to him, he just got on with it. So yeah, it was a brilliant night. I'm delighted for the Villa fans. That I'm sure and I hope everything passed off nice and peacefully.
Andy, they were fantastic.
They were amazing
and you're right,
in Istanbul, weren't they?
They will be. Yeah, they were in good hands. But I've got to ask you both about that first goal because first of all, Aston Villa. 19 goals this season from set pieces. Austin McPhee, what a guy he is, changing the set pieces. But first of all, the ball from Rodgers is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The timing, the power of the pass, and then to finish that. I mean, if I tried that, the ball probably go back to Martinez.
But you know what it does?
To finish like that,
do you know
is
the
unbelievable.
Andy, the importance of the blocker, the blockers are vital because what the blockers do. They prevent the centre-backs coming out to close it down. Therefore, Morgan Rogers can hang it up.
Yeah,
He doesn't need to drive it.
Yes.
You know, because if there's somebody going to come out, if the ball's in the air a long time, in normal circumstances, somebody will come out. But because the block is so good, he can kind of...
It's got time.
It's not so much a chip, but he can hang it up there.
Yes.
But Andy, I'm saying to the boys, the secret and the technique of the volley is he lets it drop.
Doesn't
get excited, doesn't go, I need to hit this.
No.
He lets it come out of the sky and hits it at its lowest point, and what a strike.
He hit it absolutely perfectly. But you're right, Gab. Those, Austin McPhee. He's I know it's his role and it's his job at the club, and he's with the Portuguese national team as well. He's clearly sought after in that respect. But a lot of their set plays this season have been very good. They're different.
Have to be.
And it involves a bit of everyone. Tielemans last night. I've seen Matty Cash on the edge of the box, knocking one in. I've seen John McGinn waiting on the far post. All of a sudden it comes across the 18-yard box and he knocks one in. So they've done that on with really good effect on a number of occasions.
We mentioned the blockers, right? But when I was watching it live, Andy Gab, the ball goes to Rodgers. Now, if you look at Tielemans' movement, he actually runs away from the ball.
Correct, he does. He sort of as if he goes over there to start with, and then he just comes
He's running
away.
Parallel to the 18-yard box, maybe about 20 yards out.
Alec, everything about that would have been coached. That isn't just him doing it off the cuff. That's like little fine details that go into set pieces now. And what's crazy is last season, Hans Postecoglou was like, no, not set piece coach for me. Every team should have one now, because that can be the difference.
It's very true. They actually had a few balls they whipped in first half, Freiburg, because they also have a very good record from set plays.
Record's great, set plays.
They're very good. So they had one or two situations. I'll tell you what was noticeable last night: the amount of times Emi Martinez went long direct into Watkins. Right?
Brilliant.
No front screen, Ali. No one there.
Correct.
And clearly Unai has spotted that.
100%.
And the analysts at Villa have spotted that.
And the only thing that sorry, I'm interrupting you, I'm getting excited. No. The only thing I felt it was working perfectly, and you know better than it, Gabby and I, it then becomes a big ask.
It's a battle
for the midfielders to go up and get the next ball, because the midfielders are effectively creating the space in the first place.
They're coming back towards their centre halves to create a bit of space, but I thought they were a bit slow to cotton on to that. Freiburg.
Well, maybe that was their plan themselves. We're okay with Watkins 1v1. It was very brave from them.
Was brave.
At the other end, Konsa was always covering Torres. Torres was covering Konsa at all times. So maybe it was brave, but maybe a bit silly at the same time.
I thought Villa were able to do that a little too often, and the key from that is not necessarily that Ollie's going to get it on his chest and turn and run and go through and score,
balls.
But drop it off to Rodgers.
Exactly.
Because once he gets it, then you are in trouble.
Exactly.
Do you know something?
You're in trouble.
The two of them played not so much like an old-fashioned 4-4-2, but they were at times a 4-4-2, and it was great to see. And I loved the ball firing up with Watkins. And Rodgers coming around the face him, like a partnership used to do.
Proper little
combination. And the movement was great.
Someone close to you.
We've got a great caller coming on here. Somebody that's phoned 03717223344. It was Kevin. Kevin's a Villa fan, and I'm led to believe we've lost Kevin. Kevin, thanks for that, man. Kevin, what a build-up. I've gave Kevin there. Kevin,
he'll be back.
Any idea what Kevin was going to say?
I think he had an emotional night by the sounds of it, and I'm sure a lot of Villa fans. We were speaking last night, weren't we? Is Kevin there now?
Kevin, you've killed me, mate. Very good morning to you. Thanks for coming back on.
Morning, Kevin.
How are you,
Morning,
Kevin?
Kev.
Up the Villa.
What did you think, mate? Kevin, were you at the game or did you watch it back home? Tell us where you were.
Oh, I live in Kent. I live down in Ashford, and I watched it at home. When the second goal went in, wow! Just after that, there was a knock at my door. I thought, who the bloody hell's this? And it was Kent Police that said that they thought there'd been a disturbance at the house, and there wasn't. It was me celebrating like a nutter, so I had to apologise, give them a sip of champagne, and away they went.
And they left you to watch the second half in peace. What did you think of the match? I was just going to say, Kevin, it was very comfortable after the opening goal, wasn't it? I mean, there wasn't much in it for the first 30 minutes, but once you get the first goal, I thought it was fairly comfortable, mate.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was almost like a game of chess in a way. I think the first 30 minutes, I believe that they was trying to suss out us out. We was trying to suss them out and then play it to our advantage. And I just think it went really, really well. I mean, set pieces, I know we're talking about that as well, but the way that Emi Martinez was dominating the 18 yards, it was like, don't come near me, stay away. And I just think it was a real professional, real well thought out masterclass performance, and it was absolutely fantastic. And it's just like I'm trying not to get emotional, but it's just amazing to see how far we have come as a club, as supporters. And I know every team goes through this, but Gabby, you know what it's like, mate. We're Villa through and through. Do you know what I mean? And it's to see. You know, when you've had that bad time and you think, how are we going to get out of it? And then to have this elation, this ecstasy, this phenomenal... I've had people phone me last night. I live down in Kent. Arsenal fans, obviously Villa, Millwall, West Ham, all these fans down here and just saying, well done. Do you know what I mean? The football family is the best family, but the Villa family, come on! Get in!
Well done, Kevin. You enjoy your day, mate.
Well done, Kevin.
Well done, Paul. I think Kevin was the legendary caller. Kevin was 2 minutes away there from going, he's got so many goals. He's got so many wickets.
Do you know as well what it's interesting listening to Kev there about how well it was on a masterclass? Not only the goals were brilliant, but some of Villa's play
football
when they get over the halfway line,
Andy,
midfield.
The third goal, man.
Oh, I mean,
it gets into him again. He takes a touch, lovely wee ball inside, out the left-hand side.
Some of their football is an absolute joy to watch. It really
we love
is.
attacking players. We all want to give the plaudits to attacking players. Pau Torres from the back. Some of his passing last night. That's the Pau Torres that you want to see every week. The way he was whipping the balls into the midfielders, into the strikers, he deserves a special mention.
No, we really enjoyed it. What, you here for the day? You heading back?
No, mate, I'm back on a half one. So back to it, and then I'm at Spurs Everton Sunday.
Oh, big one.
So
big
game.
Ooh.
Talk about a different vibe, probably what's going on from last night to what we're going to see at Spurs. So big pressure game for them. They've got to produce.
Anything can happen.
Good there.
Can't call it.
So, but yeah, mate, one more to go. Looking forward to it, pal.
Great stuff, Paul. Thanks
Loved
for
it, Andy.
this
Thank
morning.
you, mate.
Thanks,
Gabby.
Still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Go big on landscaping with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need at travisperkins.co.uk.
Louder, Ed.
USA. That is, of course, the boss, Bruce Springsteen, singing. What was the album? The album was...
Born in the USA?
Was the album Born in the USA?
You should know that, Ali.
Well, I know it's
I
a song.
that.
I know it's a song. There's Andy.
It is.
Is that album Born in the USA?
Yeah.
I reckon
My first ever album, that
1986 it came out.
Yeah, day I was born.
There you go.
My first ever album.
Born in the USA. I saw him at St James's Park. There you go. St James's Park, Newcastle, 1986. Born in the USA tour. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh.
The album before it was called The
Was you
River.
allowed out of school to go and watch it?
No, that's poor. Now stay tuned for a very special announcement at 8 a.m. at regards to the World Cup and the 104 games that we will be broadcasting live on the talkSPORT network. What a summer for England. And massive, of course, from our own nation, Scotland. We've got in store some huge games and be covering the tournament on your airwaves and now, of course, on Smart TV. Adrian Durham will be here to reveal all. That was our breakfast preview with the brilliant Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. From fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil, Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
I mean, he's been given 7 years. And of course, during that 7 years, what he's done is incremental progress. There's a little bit of flatlining. I mean, I wrote an article in 2023 saying that they had to spend £250 million to stand still after that first season where they finished second and they blew it themselves. And they did spend £250 million to stand still because they finished second each season. But you've seen the evolution of his thinking. You've seen the evolution of the manner in which it interacts with the media. You've seen the style of play change. Yeah. But you've also seen them become more competitive in Europe at the same time. Because people turn around and say you can't have both. If you're going to do well in the league, you might find yourself being compromised in the Champions League. But they've gone deeper in the Champions League than perhaps some of their predecessors, notably Arsene Wenger, did for significant periods of his time during his tenure. So he's won on most fronts. So you have to give him all of the plaudits that this achievement deserves, because the end has justified the means.
What was the defining moment, Danny? Did the signing of Declan Rice appear on that particular list, if you're looking at what really clinched it?
Well, he's been a big factor, but he's been there a little while where they haven't got over the line. So I actually thought this season, the defeat at Arsenal kind of Man City set them free a little bit, because then they became the chaser and it was a bit like, oh, nothing to lose, let's go. And they went again. Although they weren't brilliant, it still gave them a new focus and a new impetus.
Well, some thought they'd bottle it after that.
They did, because they've done it before. But I think Arteta deserves... When you look at the numbers, which I was looking at last night for the last 4 seasons, the 3 seconds and then the win, this is their most pragmatic season. They've been more... they've scored more goals in previous seasons. They've been more expansive, let's say, better to watch. And he made a conscious choice this season of becoming even more resilient and more difficult to play against.
Yeah.
And that is a brave decision, side, because if it didn't go well,
it can be castigated.
Yeah.
I mean, success in football has an irony, because it's often an orphan. It's attributed to one person, and failure has many fathers. In this instance, success has many fathers, because I think you can take it back to the decision to break up the dressing room, to get rid of Aubameyang, and to be supported in doing that. For Kroenke to have the penny drop and bring his son into it, so there's day-to-day interaction between the ownership model and their change of direction from being people that were prepared to invest very little to people that are prepared to give the first-team manager the tools to go up against the opposition. So I think all of these things on the way bring out this end result.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk!
Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air.
Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't touch Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yeah. Sorry.
I love that wee shout from Ed Meyer. Live. Do you know what I mean? He keeps me right on my toes.
Yeah,
He's that man
he's got
in
to do
London.
something, hasn't
He's
he?
different class.
Yeah.
7:54. It's Thursday the 21st of May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally and Gabby, coming to you live from Istanbul the morning after the night before, and what a night that was for the Villa. Let's talk about Unai Emery. He's just won his 5th Europa League title, putting him alongside Mourinho and Ancelotti for trophies won in Europe. Absolutely no doubt about that. European great. Now, a man that's respected him very, very much is Guillem Balague, who is joining us, I'm delighted to say, is absolutely joining us now. Guillem, a very good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Guillem.
I'm all right. Bit of a headache. That's all it takes. 3 beers last night. I expected to see you there. I was with the first team in the hotel. Well, weren't you there? I thought you were going to be there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you're looking at the wrong presenter, mate. Ultimate professional, Guillem. I came in through the hotel. I took an immediate right. I knew my working duties this morning and went to my bed.
So did I. I got back. I started doing my prep for the show in my hotel room and then had a water and bed.
Guillem, the first thing I've got to say to you before we talk about this book, if you're struggling after 3 beers, you must be a cheap date, you.
I am very much so. Used to be better, but the older I 3 beers, that's all it takes.
Well, listen, we really do appreciate you joining us this morning. Tell us a little bit about the book, first of all, before we talk about the game. A little bit about the book, please.
It was a great experience for spending a whole year going weekly to see Unai Emery and his troops, all the coaches. But I went in with the idea of getting to know how he worked. And then I realized that was just not the whole story. The whole story was what Aston Villa was doing, the most fascinating, or one of the most fascinating projects in the whole of world football. So then Rise of the Villains became not just following the lead and the leader, but and everybody that helps him, but also getting to know the people behind the scenes in a club like Aston Villa, which still is, and obviously you both know, but especially Gabby would know, it's like a family club, still is. One of those clubs where the secretary has been the same for so long. Sharon has been there for a long while. Yes. The people that welcome you into Bodymore Heath, you've seen them for a long while as well, and security men, all of that. But here comes somebody that it's looking after the details, is pushing absolutely everyone, and is getting the whole club into his shoulders. And he goes like, no, not that pace. Let's go further and let's go faster. And you see the consequences of it. It only arrived 3 years, almost 4 years ago. And what you've got is somebody that's taking Villa to a limit with a squad that's very similar to the one that he saw when he arrived. Players that have been in the Championship, and now they can call themselves Europa League winners.
Yeah.
Guillem, how does the way Aston Villa work as a football club, how important is that for the manager? You know, the owners leave him to it, don't they? He's one of the most powerful men in the football club, and he's allowed to bring in the players he wants. He's allowed to take Aston Villa the way he wants to.
And he started that exactly with that. So the meeting that Nassef Sawiris and Unai Emery, alongside Damir Vidagany, who's his right-hand man, they all sat in Giorgio Mendes, the agent's house in Madrid, and Nassef Sawiris just gave him a blank page. It's like, right, this is it. This is the club. Do whatever you want with it. And he had followed his career, Nassef, and had been, for years trying to convince him to come to Aston Villa. And he just got him at the right time. Quite clearly, with Unai having unfinished business in the Premier League, it's somewhere that he wanted to go to. But he didn't want to make the mistakes that stopped him progressing at Arsenal, which is being on his own, really. Not enough help from the club, a club that didn't have enough foundation or strong foundations, not enough people around him that thought like him, and he got that at Aston Villa because he got them in. So when there is a meeting with 26 players, you've got 27 assistants that he's brought in. That's how it goes at the moment.
Wow.
It's amazing. Well, just a quick one, mate. It looks as though Pep Guardiola obviously set to leave Manchester City at the end of the season, with City identifying former Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca as his successor. What's the reaction in Spain to that?
Well, you hit the head in the nail. Manchester City wouldn't get a new manager unless Pep Guardiola agreed it. And I'll tell you what Pep Guardiola thinks of his successor. I think Pep has told Enzo Maresca that the same way that Pep followed the legacy of Johan Cruyff, he wanted Enzo to follow his legacy. So you're talking about big boots, yes, but somebody that fits into the club, into the way of playing, and that knows the club perfectly, and vice versa. So I'm very excited to see what Enzo Maresca puts together and how he pushes the team to the next level.
Guillem, in the morning after the night before, we appreciate you very, very much coming to join us this morning. I look forward to seeing you soon, my friend. Take care.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa. See you later.
See you later on. And he's spot on, by the way, because if I was MD capable of hitting the head on the nail, that's probably me. That probably is me. Now, coming up, Adrian Durham, coming from a man that called Jim Proudfoot Jim Broadbent yesterday. I'm entitled to fire back at MD I like. Coming up, Adrian Durham joins us with a very special announcement ahead of the summer.
He's going to make the change.
Oh my God, Mwani's one of the worst players I've ever seen. He's just give the ball straight to Cole Palmer. He's give the ball straight to Cole Palmer. We're going to go 2-0 down. I'm telling you, we're going to go 2-0 down. I told you! I told you! I told you! I told you! I told you!
I'm the Chills! I'm the Chills!
You can see it!
Chills! Can you believe it?
You can see it happening! You can see it happening!
I'm the Chills! I'm the Chills! I'm the Supers! I'm the Chills! 2-0 Super Blues!
It's a joke!
Get in! Get in!
It's a joke! You can see it a mile off! You can see it a mile off!
Get in!
I can see you! I told you! We'll go 2-0 down! I told you we would make a mistake! Mwani, get out of our club! Mwani, get out of our club!
I'm the Chills! I'm the Chills! 2-0! Ball's given away! Cole Palmer! Who give that? Ball goes out
Mwani's
the right
giving
side.
straight to Cole Palmer!
Ball comes in.
Honestly! This team is absolutely garbage! This team is so bad! This team is so bad! It's unbelievable! It is so bad! I said to you, as soon as them subs, I said to you, Jace, as soon as them subs started to get their shirts off, I said we'll go 2-0 down. Pointless! De Zerbi, you should have made the change 10 minutes ago! Mwani's one of the worst footballers I've ever seen in a Spurs shirt. Get him out of our club! Honest to God! Honest to God! Look, they're standing on the side of the pitch waiting to come on. I said it. We'll go 2-0 down. We'll go 2-0 down. What happens? 2-0. We are a disgrace. We're a disgrace of a football club. We deserve to be in the Championship. Honestly, mate. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this in my life. This team is absolute guff. Guff. They are guff all over the park. Guff. It is disgusting how bad this team is.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room, Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Okay, what have we got? 6 minutes past 8. It's Thursday, the 21st of May, live from Istanbul. This is talkSPORT Breakfast, myself, Ally Gabby, and our good friends, of course, at Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the Upgrade event. Check it out online. They were coming to you once again from the Grand Hyatt Hotel in Istanbul, who have looked after us fantastically well, I have to say. They do. The one thing I would say, Gabby, a mean croissant.
Oh,
eh?
Great coffee as well.
Nice coffee,
yes,
but a
everything.
croissant. Yeah, you can't beat it. I want to ask you last night, the question
Yes.
there is, was it the greatest of Gabby's life? I'm suggesting the birth of children might have been quite good as well.
Yeah.
But it was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Well, I didn't give birth to them, did I?
No, you didn't. But
Roy Keane's words.
But I'm led to believe
No.
you were involved somewhere along the line.
Yeah. No, definitely your kids obviously be involved.
You can spare us the detail, but you were involved.
Well, yeah, I hope so. No, listen, Ali, last night, being in the stadium with the guys, I mean, that atmosphere before the game, during the game,
Magic.
the fans trying to silence each other, being there in 10, 15 years' time, I can say I was there as an Aston Villa fan, watching my team win a European trophy.
Good on you,
Definitely
mate.
one of the best moments of my life.
Good for you,
for
pal.
sure.
Now, there's absolutely so much to get excited about here in talkSPORT. We've got the final day of the Premier League, EFL playoff finals. This bank holiday weekend, Arsenal versus PSG in the Champions League final, live from Budapest, of course, a week on Saturday. And that, of course, is just the start, because on the 11th of June, guys, football's biggest global party gets underway, and as you would expect, it is live on talkSPORT.
The greatest and most prestigious football tournament in the world.
We are inviting the world back, and they are going to find an American soccer country and culture.
And so to the football.
It's Iniesta to win the World Cup for Spain. The magic matches and the fantastic football. Germany in seventh heaven. Brazil in footballing hell. And France are the World Cup winners in 2018.
Anyone could win this World Cup.
Mbappe has a hat-trick. He has his place in history.
We have the experience to win a big tournament for the last 20 years now.
25 yards out, right of centre, left footed corner! Oh my goodness!
Harry Kane attacking it. Stoops, conquers, and England
I
lead.
think everything is possible, but we have to make it possible.
Comes to Vinicius Junior! 1-0!
6 times champion of the World Cup.
Well, it will be a fantastic event. There will be 104 Super Bowls in 1 month.
Scotland are going to the World Cup finals! Kenny McLean!
The real test now will be when we get there. How can we turn up?
Dust off your passports, pack your suitcases. England are on their way. Come on, England.
dear, Kenny McLean against Denmark. What a goal. Now joining us now to give us more on what is officially happening is talkSPORT's lead anchor. It's a very good morning to Adrian Durham. Adrian, good morning, pal.
Adrian.
How are you?
Good morning. What a pleasure to be in Istanbul.
Yes,
it's just
incredible.
magnificent, isn't it?
It was a great night, wasn't it?
Just brilliant. I mean, the goals they scored were sensationally good. It was comfortable, apart from the first couple of minutes when Freiburg went for it. That was them done. And it was one-sided, but what a glorious night for Aston
Can I just
Villa.
say as well quickly?
Yeah.
Don't get to work with Adrian much, but last night, watching him in action,
different
honestly,
class.
it's easy work for him.
You sound surprised. You sound surprised.
No, I don't. I'm surprised how easy it is because he's so talented.
That's very
Thank
kind of
Adrian.
you, but what I've got to say is I was sitting next to him. He was going wild with
Great.
every single goal.
How's your shoulder?
That's what
Well,
it's all about.
he's just hit it. Ali's just hit it, and it's gone again.
Don't sue me, Adrian. Sorry.
I'm suing you both. But brilliant. And just walked here today, you know, like half a mile or whatever.
Yep.
No Villa fans anywhere. They're all
In
hanging
bed.
this morning.
In bed. 100%.
As you would hope and as you would expect.
Quite right as well. By the way, Scotland at the World Cup, and it's good that Ollie McBurney's going. I think that he got a chance to
Don't
score
you
some
wind me
goals,
up.
What? Is he not going?
No, come on.
No
Now,
way.
You and I have
Really?
you and I have been discussing this for what, the last 8-9 weeks?
Probably more, but yeah.
17 goals.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a position
Incredible.
we're not blessed in.
He's got assists. His feet are so good. This is the best season I think I've ever seen.
I think you're
from Ollie
right.
McBurney.
I think you're right.
He's not a lump up front. It sounds like from everybody at Hull saying he's a good teammate and he's like a leader now. He's exactly what Scotland need. But
I mean, if somebody had said to me, not only that would Scotland be qualifying for World Cup, but we would be arguing about the squads, I'd have bitten your hand off for that opportunity, mate.
Incredible, isn't it? And he could be a Premier League player very
Absolutely.
soon.
Yes.
Big chance.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
chance. World Cup, what have you got for us?
Well, we've got some news. talkSPORT obviously going to the World Cup en masse. We're going to have all 104 games live.
Wow.
First time ever you can listen to the commentary on YouTube and on TikTok as well, which is fantastic. We've got White and Jordan are going to be out there.
Brilliant.
I know Simon Jordan's great, never moans about anything, so that's good.
Has he got his room in the White House?
Yeah, probably. They'll be on 1 till 4, so their time slot is changing, 1 till 4 UK time. That's from the 50th floor of the World Trade Center, New York.
Brilliant.
He's moaned about the skyline. He wants things moved a little bit. So they're currently reconstructing the Manhattan skyline for him. So
Chrysler building will probably be getting his road a little bit, I would imagine.
and you know, for years and years, about 15 years, Drive was pretty average. It was going nowhere. Then Goldstein and Ben turned up, and absolutely sensational. They are absolutely smashing it out the park. Love that show. They're going to be over there later on in the tournament as well.
Lovely.
So listen, absolutely loving it.
Excellent.
And we've got some serious pundits. We've got a World Cup winner. We've got 2 Premier League managers. We've got some Premier League icons as well, and some World Cup icons. Emmanuel Petit is part of our team.
He's been
1998 World Cup
different
winner.
class. I've been in his company a few times, did a couple of shows from Paris, Adrian. Different level.
He's quite opiniinated.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's not scared. He doesn't mind even swearing on
For
you.
you, Adrian, to comment on somebody being quite opinionated, the irony isn't lost on us.
Thank you very much. Kyle Walker, only the 96 England caps, former teammate of yours.
Yes.
Was he quicker than you?
I think we were the same.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You sharpened him
By
up.
the way, you must have been lively.
I was quick, Alan.
Have you not heard the Villa fan song for him?
Oh, yeah.
Can we sing it now?
17 times this morning.
He's fast as anything.
Yeah.
He's fast as lightning, I think it is. That's what it is. So Carl Walker, Stuart Pearce, of course, the England legend, is part of our
Piers
commentary
is
team.
different class.
I'm very fortunate to be travelling around the States, Mexico, Canada with Stuart Pearce. I mean, what an education that's going to be. Yes. So, yeah, it really is amazing.
He's a great tourist, which is very important.
Absolutely.
Great tourist.
And we go to the same gigs. We talk a lot about the same music. And we've booked a few little things here and there.
Really?
A bit of baseball going on. There's a Bon Jovi gig. Some people want in, some people don't want. It's a lot of money, so we're hoping that you'll fork out for a change, Alan.
Well, actually, where is that when it's not?
I think that's in New York, and it's near the World Cup final day.
I'll need to dig up my photograph with John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora, which I'll send.
Sorry, just let me pick that name up.
Just thought I'd throw that one into the equation, lads.
We've got 2 Premier League managers. First of all, we have David Moyes, who's
brilliant.
I mean, I hope he's out there early because Scotland obviously won't last too long.
Dear me.
Oh, dear Lord.
Well, without McBurney.
I'm not sure there's any requirement for that.
Just say, if McBurney was there, they'd win the thing. Fabian Hertzler, Brighton manager.
Magic.
I mean, his football knowledge, what he's doing with Brighton, needs to be respected totally. Of
course.
But his football knowledge generally, the way he deals with people, I'm really looking forward to seeing him and hearing him come across on air as well. Brad Friedel, goalkeeping legend. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, who played at the 1998 World Cup.
And what with Gareth, of course.
He was part of the backroom staff with Gareth Southgate at when they got to the Euro 24 final. We've got the former FIFA referee Christina Unkel, which will be great because we just don't know the rules these days.
No.
So,
not wrong.
So that'll be really
get somebody
helpful.
on board with that knowledge.
We've got a rapper, AJ Tracy, who's
lovely.
The great thing about AJ Tracy being on with us is that he's a Tottenham fan. And after this weekend, it's just absolute gold. So there's loads going on. There's also a secret name I can't reveal at the moment, so stand by. There will be more revelations to come, but there's a name. I know the name, but I can't reveal it.
It sounds fantastic, mate. Yeah. I bet you can't wait. We've still got a lot of football, obviously playoffs and the Champions League final and things like that, but it's going to be a special summer, mate.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've got to deal with the heat, but that's the least of my worries. I think that's the only worry I've got. I mean, the football is going to be sensational. There's going to be so many games. It's so big. It's going on so long. And if you love football, that isn't a problem for anyone. And you know me, I absolutely love football. So yeah, the month of May, I've got 5 finals: FA Cup final last night, the 2 other European finals, the playoff final, whoever's playing in it. Jamie Arra doesn't even want the playoff final. So, and then the World Cup. It's it's see you later, dog. See you later, missus.
I'm staying home for the breakfast show. But
oh dear,
who do we play in the semi-finals? Because I might fly out for that.
Can I just?
Who do we play in the semis?
I need to know if you're okay with this, mate.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it.
Are you really?
I want to come so badly.
I cannot let you go. I cannot let you
Hang on, I'm just going to
leave.
look at this list again. There's no Gabby. I can't
no.
believe it.
No code name or something?
Are you the secret name there?
No, there's an emoji of a custard pie right in it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That must be there for Gabby.
It's G. There's not a G there, just on its own. That's me.
I can't let you go. And I'm banging that sore shoulder again. Spygate, right decision. They were never going to overturn it, were they?
No, that's right. I do think it's the right decision.
Yes.
I kind of, Jamie O'Hara saying last night that, a team that lost the semi-final shouldn't be there. I totally get where he's coming from, but you can't not have the playoff final. I mean, the Championship playoff final, one of the biggest games. Yeah. And you're right, there's a money element to it. I get that. And absolutely correct. There's sponsors involved. You're filling Wembley Stadium. It's one of the great days. Half the stadium is one colour, half the stadium another colour. It's an unfortunate situation, but it isn't the EFL's fault. It's Southampton's fault. So it's down to them. So if people want to blame anybody, then blame Tonderecker and blame Southampton. But listen, I think Middlesbrough are wronged. So stick them in the playoff final and let's see what happens. But nobody really complained when Denmark were
and won it in '92.
Yeah, they weren't. They didn't qualify in '92
After
and won the Euros.
Yugoslavia went through and Denmark won it.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Well done, Alistair.
Were you at St Johnstone then?
No, I was in the tournament.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, we
Could you not be in the tournament at St Johnstone?
We had a reasonable tournament where Bergkamp scored against us, beat us 1-0 about the 84th minute. We battered Germany and get beat 2-0. And we beat Russia. Hold on, we beat Russia 3-0. So before you two have a go back at me, beat it.
No. We had a reasonable tournament. How far did you go?
Reasonable tournament.
Did you get out of the group?
1-1. Battered Germany.
Did you have a reasonable tournament at '96 as well?
I'm throwing my toys at the pram and I'm going to a break. Right, Adrian, thanks very much. We'll get some brilliant football to look forward to, of course, live on Talk. So now coming up, we're going to turn our attention back to the Villa. Gabby believes English teams will dominate European trophies for years to come. I think he might have a point, We're going to discuss that next.
Chicky, can you hear me, Chicky? You must have one hell of a beating. Can you hear me, Roberto Dispersi? You must have one hell of a beating. Roberto Dispersi, you must have one hell of a big cockerel. Ron Weasley,
B for Town Brewery? Can you hear me, Jamie O'Hara? Can you hear me, Jamie O'Hara? You're almost the one hell of a beating. Can you hear me? Encouraging sign. Can you hear me? Encouraging sign. Can you hear me? Encouraging sign. You're almost the one hell of a beating. The SA sign. Pick a minute more. Give one signing. Adele, Lord Sugar, Tadarius the Pooh. Can you hear me, Tadarius the Pooh? You're almost the one hell of a beating. Tadarius the Pooh. Tadarius the Pooh. Tadarius the Pooh. Can you hear me, Tadarius the Pooh? You're almost the one hell of a beating.
I can't believe you just pulled out them two masks. I cannot believe what I've just seen. And we get beat 2-1 at the bridge again, mate.
O'Hara.
Oh, mate.
O'Hara's got an imps mask. He got his,
I can't believe you've got an O'Hara mask. Where have you're sneaky, you lot. Yous are so bad. Honestly, yous are horrible. I don't know why I work here. I don't know why I work here. This is unbelievable stuff. All the stuff I do for this station, and that's how I get treated.
What do you mean?
You go and order an O'Hara mask and wear it on the night that Spurs get beat against Chelsea.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking
mate,
about.
Take the mask off. Please, take the mask off, mate. I can't.
Jay?
Oh,
Jay.
what a bad night, mate. What
Mate, listen, you drew the second half, mate.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk!
Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air.
Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't tell Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yeah. Sorry.
Gabby Agbonlahor. He's fast as fudge. He's fast as fudge. Gabby Agbonlahor. Oh, we couldn't get caught. Now he's on talkSPORT.
Thank you. You must have been quick, boy. You must.
I was decently quick. Yeah. I needed the pace. Make up for the rest of my game.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, you must have been.
That was a great song, boy. The pop group, they're coming to the studio.
Yeah, are they really?
Scouting for Girls.
Oh, they had a famous one.
Yes. Guess what I called them? Scouting the Girls.
Oh, I like it. She's lovely. She's lovely.
Yes,
It was called.
yes.
I remember that well.
Great band.
Okay, what have we got? We have got 23 minutes. I had somebody singing that in my ear.
Yeah,
nearly
that's
threw me
Sim.
right off. 23 minutes past 8. It's Thursday the 21st of May, guys. And as you can hear, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally and Gabby coming to you live from the Grand Hyatt in Istanbul. And what a couple of days we have had. As you mentioned, oh, that's how you read it. Right, you never knew that. That was pop group Scouting for Girls, built out Gabby's Villa chant a month or so ago in the talkSPORT studio. It is now time for a bit of sense to prevail. And we're going to get the latest odds with Coral and Simon Clare.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Simon Clare.
Simon.
How are you, my friend? A very good morning.
Good morning, Simon.
Very good morning. Congratulations, Gabby. A great couple of
Thank
days
you,
for
mate.
our great clubs, it's got to be said. You actually played the game to win your title. We just watched Bournemouth get a draw. But listen, just going to come back to that. So how's it? Was that Roy Stride and Scouting for Girls singing a song about you, Gabby?
Yeah, they come in the studio a month ago and they sort of a little remix to the song that Villa fans used to sing. But yeah, it was nice of them. Great band.
I'm a huge fan of this. I've been to see them loads of times. In fact, I went with my daughter who's at Birmingham University only a couple of months ago. They played at the Birmingham O2 and I went and saw them. I mean, honestly, I think anybody listening, if you don't listen to Scotland Girls, you're missing something. Because they're brilliant. Brilliant. Anyway, back to Aston Villa, Gabby.
I have to inform you, Simon. I mean, if somebody said to me he would be introducing Simon Clare from Coral and he would be giving a musical masterpiece in scouting for girls, that would have flabbergasted me, Simon, to be honest.
Well, look, I'm half hoping Roy Stride's listening, and the next time they play, I can tap him up for some free tickets. That's the Ally McCoist. I've been following him for years.
Exactly.
Simon, Ali, we've got some serious odds to get. You know, it's a big weekend coming up.
Yeah.
But I do want to be cheeky and ask Aston Villa's odds to win the Champions League and Premier League next season.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Well, look,
Dear
Champions League, there'll be about 33-1. I think the title race odds generally are just really interesting. Just so we will dwell on very briefly. Obviously, Arsenal won the title. We think Guardiola's leaving City. Liverpool, we think Slot's staying. We've got Carrick. Is he staying at United? We've got Alonso in at Chelsea, and obviously Villa settled. The most settled club alongside Arsenal, if you look at the top six.
Thank you very much.
Villa are 25-1 for the title. They're the sixth favourites. Arsenal are 64 favourites, 5-2 City. It's then 6-1 Liverpool and Man United and 10-1 Chelsea. A long way to go, obviously. But, yeah, it's good times to be a Villa fan, isn't it, Gabs?
Unbelievable, mate. Last night, listen, we were so lucky in the stadium. Ali will agree to witness that. Every Villa fan that was in the stadium, it was an unbelievable moment. I remember for the rest of my life, Simon.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, you know, I was lucky enough to be watching it on TV, listening to the dulcet tones of Ally McCoist on co-coms. And funny enough, I was actually thinking, I'm going to moan at Gabby for how boring this has been for half an hour. And then that Tielemans goal. And, you know, like, you know, obviously you always remember winning titles, but when you win them with goals like that, and then when Dare's goal, you'll never forget those. You know, that's what you want.
Incredible scenes, mate.
You know, and listen, you'll be pleased to know I'm actually driving up to Birmingham after the show, Gabby, because I want to be in your hometown city to celebrate. Well, I'm actually going to St Andrews at Knighthead Park to do a play on the pitch day there with colleagues and customers who've won the right to play there. But we will raise our friends at Villa.
Will you go to the parade, Simon?
Simon, will you be flying up and down that right flank yourself today?
You won't believe it. I've actually been asked, apparently, you know, because it was a competition for customers, they all want to play centre forward and centre midfielder, so there's no goalkeeper. So I've been bought some gloves, I'm going in goal, and my only ask is, do you think at my age I need some sort of like Speroni-style toweling tracksuit trousers to wear in goal?
Simon, I hope you take this the right way, my friend. I hope you take this the right way, but you are more than capable of getting chipped on your line, right? Okay? Stay on your line at all costs.
I'm not jumping.
I'm going to move ahead. I need some odds from you, mate. I mean, the season is far from finished. I know we're looking forward to a World Cup, but boy, if we get some football before then in the World Cup. Relegation, Spurs obviously had a chance in midweek, didn't take it, and it's far from over, mate.
It isn't. I mean, the equation is basically that if Everton could beat Spurs and they're 3-1 to beat Spurs, and West Ham beat Leeds and they're 5-6, a shade of odds on to beat Leeds at London Stadium, West Ham will stay up. The actual odds, it's 1-7 West Ham's going down, 9-2 Spurs. But actually, keep it simple. You get a better price if you back Everton and West Ham in a double. I think it works out about 6.5 to 1 if you believe that Spurs are going to get relegated. But obviously, Everton, I hesitate to say this, no player ever has nothing to play for, but Everton, it doesn't look like they've got anything beyond wanting to influence the, but I suppose all those players have got next year's contracts or moves, or they'll all be motivated to finish the season high. So I think it'll be very tense at the Spurs Stadium. Your guys actually have a massive role to play for my second favourite club now, Bournemouth, because if Villa get beat by City, and then there's every chance they're still celebrating. City want to go out on a high at home with Pep maybe leaving. City are 1-3, and if Liverpool can beat Brentford, they're 4-5. But Brentford are playing for European football, so they'll be massively motivated. It means Villa would finish fifth.
Liverpool aren't in the best form as well. Bournemouth, if I'm Bournemouth, I wouldn't back Liverpool to beat Brentford the way they're playing at the moment. Is Salah going to start? Is he going to come on? You got that problem there. I think Brentford gets something, Simon.
Oh, God, you really had a late night, haven't you, Gabby? Although I do look like Steve-O. I mean, no, Bournemouth...
What time is it?
What time is Gabby makes mistakes. It's usually me. God, this is brilliant. Make some more, Gab. I mean, listen, Bournemouth are away.
Simon, I wouldn't worry about it. Yesterday I had Jim Broadbent doing the commentary for talkSPORT at one point, man. So hey, we're all capable of it. Listen, mate, one little bit of advice for you is stay on your line and get 2 centre backs that can head the ball away, mate.
But Ali, while Simon's in Birmingham, the parade starts at 4:30. Couldn't Coral go to the parade? What about that, Simon?
Just clashes with the game. I'd love to be there. Actually, do you know, genuinely, I've got no skin in the game. We're partners of Birmingham City, but I love the city. My daughter's at university, so well done to all the Villa fans. I'm thrilled for the place. It's a great place.
Top man, Simon.
Brilliant, Simon, and well done for you the other night as well. Enjoy Birmingham this afternoon. Thanks for coming this morning. That was a look at the latest odds of Coral. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
I met Arteta for the first time in October in a restaurant randomly. And I said to him, we're going to win the league because you've got the squad now that you've wanted. It's your vision. These are your guys. They played with your values. And I am certain we're going to win the league. And, this is all on Mikel Arteta. I absolutely take my hat off to this guy. He has worked his process, worked his project to now the ultimate fruition. And I think he's been absolutely brilliant. And I was one of the doubters early on. First 2 seasons, we lost 13 league games each season. I was one of those thinking he's too young, it's too early for him, it's too big a job. And then I remember early 2023 doing a whole apology in the Sun to Mikel. And from that moment on, for the next 3.5 years, I've absolutely bought in to what he's doing because I could see what he was doing. And I just think, Mikel Arteta, I want a statue, at least one statue of you. And I want a second statue of that idiotic Manchester City fan who did the bottle stunt because he must be feeling like the biggest mug in Britain right now.
Piers, I've got a question for you, mate. Fantastic Arsenal winning the...
Abby, what about a public apology? What about just apologising to me?
Well,
and
before we get, I want to come in here.
What for?
I want to come in here as referee, if I may. As referee, Piers, I think it's only fair. I mean, 2 words I never thought I'd associate with Piers Morgan are humble and pie, right? But we've got that from you this morning with Mikel Arteta. So I think it's only fair I give the floor to my man on my left-hand side, Gabby.
Arsenal fans, everyone out there who supports Arsenal, I apologise for mocking the season. Calling you bottlers. Great team, great fans, great football club. I apologise.
Brilliant. Well done. Piers, I want to ask you, mate,
where's that utterly useless half-wit Ahara who must be, how much must he be feeling? Because I kept saying to you guys, I kept saying we were going to win the quadruple, and you didn't really understand what I meant. Arsenal to win the Premier League and Champions League, right? Cristiano Ronaldo to win the Saudi League, which he's about to do, and Tottenham get relegated. It is my dream quadruple.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in. but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy, and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Okay, 8:35 this Thursday the 21st of May. The morning after the night before, is that what they say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and listen, in all seriousness, congratulations on a superb victory last night, but a superb performance this morning.
Yes, and can I just say, Ali?
Yes, mate.
All the Villa fans out there probably feel the same. All the guys that are going to work this morning, when my alarm went off, I thought it was a joke.
It's horrible. That
I thought I was dreaming.
It's horrible.
I didn't have no time to even snooze or anything, Ali. I got up like Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. I was like, head up, shower, change, go.
I know.
Horrible feeling, mate. I know. Shattered.
Up, I always do it, mate. Up on the first ring of that alarm.
Up.
Because you're terrified.
Don't look at your phone. No. Straight into the shower.
You did really well, mate. And I'm sure there's a lot of Villa fans out there feeling the same way. But with a happy and contented feeling this morning, so they should. This is talkSPORT Breakfast, as you heard, with Ally and Gabby, coming to you live from the Grand Hyatt here in Istanbul. And once again, a big thank you to them, because they have looked after us very, very well. Now, I did see a lovely post on your Instagram page asking fans to comment on that didn't have tickets, on the opportunity to get 2 tickets. Thought it was a wonderful idea. I actually applied myself. I don't know if you saw. I applied myself for those tickets.
Yes. You were second. You were second in the queue.
But sadly,
you didn't make it.
Seeming the reasons I gave you weren't good enough. How did it go?
Do you know what, Ali? Because I've played for Aston Villa, the club sent an email to the players and said you're allowed 2 tickets if you want to buy them. So I just thought, why not? Buy them, keep them there just in case there's anyone that you want to give tickets to. And yesterday I had 2 spare. And I put it on my Instagram, and I thought, let me just see which fans are desperate here. What's their story? And a girl called Jessica, she messaged me on Instagram, Ali. This was her message. She put, "Hi Gabby, what a wicked thing to do. I'm here with my dad and 11-year-old brother. We've managed to get 1 ticket between the 3 of us. If all else fails, we want to send my little brother in and hope someone we know is nearby who we can squeeze in with. They're season ticket holders. I went to all but the first Europa home games, so missed out. My dad lost his wife, and my brother, his mom, to cancer 5 years ago. So he lost his wife, and she lost, obviously, her brother, and he lost his son and his mom to cancer 5 years ago. We was all together at Wembley for the playoff finals when we lost, and then we won. Those memories are what football's all about. It will be so important for us to try to be there again together. It's what Mum would have wanted. My dad don't know I've messaged, so this could be one hell of a surprise up the Villa." And that just stood out of all the comments. So, sent her the tickets yesterday, and I think her dad was crying.
That was brilliant.
So,
You know
That's what it's about, Ali. But I know how generous you are, Ali.
Well done.
I know you've got that sort of character as well, of like, we're very lucky in life. If you can help other people,
of course.
I get a buzz off helping other people. I know you do as well, mate. So
Absolutely.
Happy for them.
Good on you, mate. Yes. I thought it was a wonderful gesture.
No problem,
and
mate.
Seriously, listening to that story there from Jessica, and obviously her dad and her brother, it could not have gone
amazing,
to
mate.
better people. Wonderful. And I'll bet you, they all had a night they will never, ever forget. Fantastic, mate. Well done, you.
No problem, mate.
Now, 2 years ago, UEFA changed the format of the European football, adding more teams into the Champions League and not allowing any teams to drop down into a lower European competition. Yes, great news. Since the change 2 seasons ago, here we go, the Europa League has been won by 2 English sides, with 4 English sides reaching the semis. The Conference League was won by an English side last year, with Palace looking set to make it 2 from 2 next week. Well, they've got a chance, yeah. I'm not saying that's a penalty kick. That's a good game, and they should win it, and hopefully they do win it. Premier League teams have played 20 knockout ties versus non-English opposition across the Europa and Conference League in the past 2 years, and have won all 20 ties. European football expert Andy Brassel joined the show a bit earlier on and spoke how the reformatting has affected competition.
I think it's easy to look at it and say it's due to the reformatting of the Champions League, and it is because you don't have these Champions League teams falling through. And it's definitely affected this season and last season. If you look at the back end 100%. Of the Europa League, it doesn't look the same. But one, you have to say, is it sportingly ethical for teams to fail in the Champions League and then get to play this? Go. And the other thing is, I've really stopped short, I think, of trying to make judgments on something that's quite a new format. It's only been a couple of years. And I think this season particularly, the way that the chips have fallen since the last 16, there are loads of teams who could have given Villa a better game in the final that went out.
I think it's pretty straightforward, Gab, right? I'll give you my take on it. I think it's a good thing, right? I really do think it's a good thing, because we saw a brilliant final last night involving 2 teams. One hadn't been in a European final for 44 years, and one had never been in a European final. I get back to when West Ham won it. Absolutely fantastic, because let's be honest about it, Villa aside, right, who would, in theory, have a chance of winning the Champions League, had a good run in it. West Ham won't, Freiburg won't, Palace won't. So their fans deserve, I think, an opportunity to follow a team in Europe. Will there be? I think there will be, and I think there probably should be, English domination in the Conference and Europa, because the English League is the best league in the world, right? But you go to the top tournament, which is the Champions League. It evens out. Yes. Because you've got your PSGs, you your Bayern Munich, you your Real Madrid, Barcelona. Yep. So therefore, Milan, it's the competition between the best teams in the world. But my opinion is there must be competition for the West Hams, for the Palaces and teams like that. The Freiburgs, the Portos, the teams like that.
Is the Europa League easier to win now? Yes, it is. Last season, Spurs and Manchester United in the final. Where did they finish in the Premier League? Yeah. Near the bottom of the table. It's easier because the Champions League teams don't drop in. You're not getting a Dortmund. You're not getting an AC Milan. You're not getting these top European sides.
But no, should they?
But still, though, Roma are in it. Yeah. Aston Villa were on the hard side of the draw when had to play Nottingham Forest to FC Porto. Yeah. Had to beat Nottingham Forest, who are a very good side. So there's going to be no Villa fan listening to anybody that says this was an easy win. This was a tough win for Aston Villa. I've got a great stat here, Ali, on Unai Emery. So Unai Emery, right, he has coached 31 Europa League knockout ties, 2-legged rounds and finals since August 2013. Guess how many of those 31 ties he's won?
By the way, what a question. Right.
Guess how many of them
31 knockout ties since when?
Since 2013. Guess how many he's won?
I'll bet it's going to be ridiculous, but I'll say, 20 would be brilliant, but he has been brilliant, so I'll go 24.
30 out of 31.
That's incredible, actually.
30 out of 31.
It's incredible, eh? And isn't it ironic, actually? I think it's the only one he lost was when he was the manager at
Was it against Chelsea?
Against Chelsea.
Final,
when they got a going over. I want to say it was in Baku, but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
When they got a going over.
Exactly. What a record. What a record. 5 Europa Leagues.
Yeah,
it's his competition.
It really is. It's absolutely fantastic.
You know, it's funny how football works out as well. The decision against Manchester United, the last game of the season, cost Villa Champions League football. So they go into the Europa League and they go and win it. Sometimes it's meant to be. I wrote a letter to Howard Webb, didn't reply to me. Still waiting for a reply.
I'm going to tell you.
But
see, my mate Toddy. My mate Toddy, I've worked with for years. Big Villa man.
Yep.
He was as upset as you were with that decision last year, right? But within minutes, he turned it round that way.
Yes.
Exactly what he said. He said, we will have, I think, a realistic chance
to win
the Europa League, mate. And boy, has that turned out that way. And a lot of Villa fans, I bet yourself included, wouldn't have swapped it for the world.
No, honestly, Ali, like last night, walking back from the game, walking to the game,
mate,
dancing afterwards. I was having a party. I was dancing like I was dancing when I was 18 to the old speed garage in Birmingham that we used to listen to.
Man.
It was an unbelievable experience. And
there was
seeing
something
the clips
fresh about it, Gabby.
and seeing all the clips of like people celebrating across the world, people celebrating Birmingham at different event centres. It was unbelievable, mate.
But that's my point. There was a freshness about last night. You know, now I'm not saying it's stale when you get the Champions League. It's PSG, whether it's Barcelona, City, Liverpool, whoever it may be. But these clubs and these fans are. No, I'm not saying for a minute they take it for granted.
No.
But they've become accustomed to these events, right? Of course they go and enjoy it. Yeah, so they should. But there was something fresh and real about last night.
As well, being a Villa fan and knowing the fans as well. Birmingham's our biggest rivals.
Yeah.
They've won a trophy in the last 15 years. Was it 2010? Last 17 years, whatever it is. They won it. They beat us along the way. So they've had that bragging right against Villa fans. Now that's gone to one side. And the pressure of not winning a trophy for so long. 1996, a club like Aston Villa, such a big club, and you haven't won a trophy since then. So now Villa fans, that experience last night across the world, and even the lucky people in the stadium, I want it again. I want it next year.
Of course you do.
I want FA Cup.
Of course you
do.
I
want Carabao Cup. I want to see how far we can go to the Champions League. I want more of that.
Once you get a taste of it, mate.
And if it's Bournemouth or Brighton, if they can juggle European football for the first time for Bournemouth, Brighton have been in it before as well, they'll be up there with the favourites for the competition next season. The Premier League is that good, Ali.
That's what I think.
They will.
That's what I
100%.
think. Definitely, mate. OK, pal, still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Yeah, well, we've had a fantastic, terrific time here, particularly the Grand Hyatt in Istanbul. They've looked after us first-class fashion, they really have. And as you can imagine, flights are tough to come by back to the UK from Istanbul. So, unfortunately, Gabby, sadly, I'm having to leave you this morning.
Pardon?
Yeah,
Why?
in the next 15 minutes or so. I've got to get a flight back
We've got
to
an hour left.
Bonnie, Scotland, mate. No.
You're leaving me?
Nah, it's in my contract, mate. I only do 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours after a
I only
final.
do 3 hours, mate. But do not worry, breakfast will be in good hands, very capable hands, with this broadcasting legend.
Deadline day. My, transfer news is so hot. It's not just rumours that I've got. Chairman, keep telling me if it's a loan signing or involves a fee.
Take it away, Jim. Jim White begins a 4-hour stint from 9 a.m. A 4-hour stint. How do you think Jim will handle the pressure of 4 hours? I mean, Jim, God bless you, son.
But I've heard
4 hours. Jim.
I've heard that you've got to send him an hour's worth of your fee.
Oh, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Jim, that £14.62 will be in the post, mate. I assure you. And he's going to sit alongside Lord Simon Jordan, for his usual 3 hours after the hour with Gabby. Jim and Gabby will be speaking to Arsenal and Vincent Lauren and former England boss Sam Allardyce. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Deadline day.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With pay-as-you-go hire from Travis Perkins, you can get straight on with the job. Available nationwide at all hire branches.
the most significant departure, you think, managerial departure in Premier League history? I mean, there are a few big
No,
ones.
not really.
No?
I think it's the most significant departure for Manchester City. But I think in all the clubs, I think the Klopp impact upon Liverpool was remarkable in terms of galvanising the club back to its fans, back to the levels of achievement, to a brand of football that ignited and excited most people. And Klopp walked out and decided that he'd had enough and left Arne Slot with a wonderful squad that are able to win the Premier League next year, or the following year, sorry. You've seen Ferguson leave, okay, after 26 years. I don't think his legacy, I think his achievements are remarkable, but I think the squad that he left, it does not compare to the squad that Klopp left Liverpool, and does not compare to the squad that that Guardiola is leaving Maresca. And Maresca is indeed a lucky boy. He wouldn't be in this job if he hadn't been in the building previously. I think probably all the lessons that he will have learnt at Chelsea will be taken into the Man City job. And so his experiences, his maturity of being able to manage up might be slightly better now. But he's in a wonderful, blessed position that they are built. You know, the last 2 years of a year of decline and a year of rebuilding have all culminated in the fact that they've done a double this year. I mean, I can't think of a more boring FA Cup final for some time, but notwithstanding it, they still won it. Right? And they've done a double this year. They won't do the treble. Arsenal will win the league, but notwithstanding that, they'll finish second. They'll won 2 cups, and Maresca will walk into a group of players that are highly focused, highly motivated, and his opportunity is to prove the fact that he can continue. And I always believe, and I said it at the top of this show, that you judge a business when the people that own it are not in it. So you judge a football club by the legacy of the person that's been running it for a period of time. Klopp's legacy was to hand it over for a year to Arne Slot, who effectively just finessed it and won the league. Now the image of Liverpool is now Slot's, and it's not so great. Ferguson left a decaying squad, with due respect to Alex Ferguson. I'm not trying to diminish him in any shape or form. And that then created the problems that have then spiralled out of control for Man United over a 13-year period. So we'll see if Manchester City continue. I suspect they will. I suspect Maresca, I mean, the principles behind Maresca was, you know, it's an open secret. He was discussing going to Manchester City with...
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
Go.
I'm loyal.
Don't tell Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
Okay, very good morning. It's 8:52 on Thursday the 21st of May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast, myself, Ally and Gabby, and our good friends Arnold Clark, and we are coming to you live from the Grand Hyatt in Istanbul the morning after the night before, and what a night it was. It was an absolute privilege, guys, to be at that stadium, Besiktas Stadium, to watch Aston Villa. Quiet opening half hour, to be honest with you. It wasn't a lot happening half hour. Then that first goal from Thielemann, and the whole game just erupted, and Villa very, very comfortable and well-deserved Europa League winners. Now, you can shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Do not miss your chance to boost your valuation. Now, here you go. Win a trip to the 2026 that is, FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Adidas. You and a friend could be in Dallas on June 17, seeing England versus Croatia live. We're talking flights, we're talking hotel, we're throwing in spending money, tickets, and the official Trionda match ball, all included. Head to talksportwin.com to enter for full T's and C's. It's all about World Cup here with England squad announcement due tomorrow morning live here in talkSPORT. Really looking forward to that, by the way, Gabby. You expecting any surprises or any shocks? There'll be a few players, actually, I think, pretty nervy.
100%. Foden and Palmer.
Yeah.
I'll be very nervous if I was you because one of them will miss out.
Yeah.
I've got a funny feeling Foden will. It could be two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Will Jared Bowen go? You know, I think he should maybe.
So do I.
But there's so many ifs and buts. Will Trent? Obviously he won't.
I
But
don't
with
think
Ben
so.
White's injury, could Trent have another chance? I can't wait to see it. How many does he take? Because does he name? Because when you see the Brazil squad being named and the other teams, Portugal, Spain, they're naming like the right amount. Is it 26?
Yeah.
But could he name 35, 40 and then trim it again?
Trim it down again.
Would surprise me.
Interesting, mate. And the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now live. Matt Ford and comedian Susie McCabe speak with former Scotland midfielder Jackie McNamara, great lad Jackie, to reflect on Stevie Clarke's squad announcement and discuss the Tartan Army's chances in America this summer.
I was in a few squads with Ali. Funny, very funny guy. Very good player, very good finisher. When I first came into the Celtic team, my first Old Firm game, my dad obviously played in between me and my dad's time. My dad had played against him, and my dad's advice was to me was not to speak to him. My first Old Firm game, he says, Ali will probably try and speak to you, son. He'll try and put you off your game. Don't speak to him. And he did. The first time McCoist actually came on in the game, he scored. And just before it, he was like, "How's your dad, son? Is your dad all right?" Aye. He was asking for him. But he was a likeable guy, Coisty.
I can remember that.
Can you?
Oh, I used to talk to them, man. I was one of these. How you getting on? I smashing. What are you up to? You all right after the game? How's the family? Everyone all right? And they hated it. I remember Big Yogi. Yogi's another one. And I remember that incident, Gab.
Yes.
I remember, seriously, coming off the bench. Imagine, there's not a lot of times in your career where you'll play against a son and a dad in the same career.
Oh, of course.
And Jackie was a very, very good player.
Yes.
By the way, as was his old man.
Yes.
I mean, his old man was
I remember
class
Jackie
as well, played with him, terrific player. But I do remember that. And I used to come on, I used to speak to him. But I remember one Old Firm game playing against Big Yogi Hughes. Big Yogi was brilliant. I walked up 2 minutes, you know that way you get a corner.
Yes.
And I walk up to him and he just goes like me, "Don't even look at me." He says,
"Don't put me
he
off."
says, "If the boss catches me talking to you, he says he's going to substitute me." Oh, I used to love
Brilliant.
it. Mate. Absolutely loved
Good
it.
memories,
Great
mate.
stuff, mate. World Cup, look forward to.
Yes.
You think England will do well, mate?
Listen, I look at defensively. I'm looking at other teams' defences probably better than ours. But with this manager, I just think he's got that winning mentality. I think if a player's not performing, if a player's injured, look at Harry Kane in the Euros. The manager, Gareth Southgate, just kept playing him. He was injured.
Yeah.
He kept playing Phil Foden on the left wing. Wasn't working. Game after game, playing him again. This manager, he will change it.
Yeah,
I think he's got it in him to sub someone off in the first half if it's not working.
No, I do.
He knows he's been brought in to win the World Cup. Anything else is a failure for this manager. You know, the FA have made, some people will say, risky, bringing in a German manager. So he's got to do well, because if we don't, Ali, it's embarrassing. I can see the front pages now.
Oh, I'd hate that, mate.
I can see the front pages already.
It would take me a long time to recover for that, mate. Now, coming up bigger in talkSPORT break with Jim White and Gabby Agbonlahor, Arsenal Invincible Lauren tells us whether this Premier League title is the first of many for Arteta. There's a good question. Big Sam will give us his thoughts on Spygate and what happens next for Southampton. And Gabby will announce whether Unai Emery deserves a statue outside Villa Park after a fantastic night last night. I'll be back next week. Thank you very much for your company. Stay tuned. Jim and Gabby coming up next. What a time we have had in Istanbul. One last time. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa, Ali.
I love it.
right, let's talk about the big breaking news that broke last night. It's been something that everyone's been speaking about for the last 12 months, and that's that Pep Guardiola is set to leave Man City after 10 years at the job. Let's bring in our chief football correspondent, Ags Crook, to kind of open or shed a bit more light on this. Crookie, obviously, look, this is massive news. It isn't a surprise as it is. We knew about it, but we didn't know when this was going to happen. Give us a bit more on it.
Yeah, I think it's the worst kept secret in football, has been for several weeks, if not months now. And that's why I'm slightly surprised, by all accounts, that Pep Guardiola has reacted quite furiously to the fact that this has been leaked 24 hours before a game that could decide Manchester City's title fate. I'll be at the Vitality tonight. If City don't win, it's Arsenal's title. If they do win, we go to the last day of the season and what is sure to be a very emotional final home game for Pep Guardiola, final game in charge of City after 10 years. Against Aston Villa. But as I say, this has been coming. I think it could well have happened earlier. There was a lot of talk about whether last season will be his last at Manchester City. He's given them one more year. It's a round number of 10. He's delivered a 20th trophy, if you include the Community Shield and such like, by winning the FA Cup final at Wembley on Saturday. And who knows, there could yet be a late sting in the tail. There could yet be a treble. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't actually think Manchester City will win at Bournemouth tonight, but we shall see. But it is certainly the end of an era. What next for Manchester City? Well, that's been a fairly open secret as well. Certainly sources at Chelsea have long suspected that Enzo Maresca would be the new Manchester City manager. I understand there is an agreement in principle between Maresca and City for him to sign a 3-year contract. And he's even started to line up backroom staff. Willy Caballero, former Manchester City goalkeeper, someone that Maresca worked with before, is going to go as his number 2. So this could develop very quickly, not just Guardiola's departure, but the replacement being put in situ very quickly.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Good morning, everybody. 9:05 this Thursday morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jim White, Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan. Plus, get an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. Yeah, I'm on an hour early this morning and delighted to be so. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Simon Jordan. That is then, this is now. And only one place to start, of course, this morning. The Europa League trophy is staying right here in England and it belongs to Aston Villa.
One of the biggest nights in Aston Villa's proud history.
Of course, my dream when I arrived here was play Europe, play for trophies.
White-footed ball flicked across the edge of the penalty area. Tielemans! What a goal!
Huge goal on the night that is for Villa.
This group of players now, Champions League football next season. This manager, he won't just be happy with one trophy.
Tielemans, McGinn, Buendia! Oh, starting writing their name on the trophy now.
The campaign we did this season in Europa League, it was fantastic.
What a time to get that second one as well. Stunning end to the half from Villa.
And achieving this one is something make us so happy, so proud of everything we are working.
You know, there's Villa fans here tonight, Jim, that have never seen their team win a trophy. Well, that all changes right now.
Here, left-hand side of the penalty area. Low ball in. There's number 3. Morgan Rogers.
What a performance. What a manager. What a support.
John McGinn has taken the cup and lifted it into the Turkish night. And the name on the trophy is Aston Villa.
Jim Proudfoot at his very best, was it not? So Villa's 30-year wait for a major trophy is over after what was an emphatic 3-0 win over Freiburg last night. The happiest man in Europe is undoubtedly Villa legend Gabby Agbonlahor, who is in Istanbul this morning and has been throughout the morning, throughout the last couple of days. Gabby, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. First of all, I'd like to say that was an intense, overwhelming feeling of immense well-being, elation and joy.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I speaking to Gabby Agbonlahor or Simon Jordan?
Oh, sorry. I thought I had to speak like that, Jim, on your show. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
I love it.
No, what a night, Jim. Honestly, mate, Villa fans across the world, all the fans in Istanbul, all the fans in the stadium, that will live in the memory of every Villa fan for a long time, mate.
I bet it will. What was your overriding emotion last night, watching it all unfold and feeling as you do for this great club?
I think for me, it's Aston Villa, a sleeping giant. You know, European Cup winners in 1982. All you ever heard was, "Oh, you wasn't born. You wasn't born when Villa won that. They've only won last trophy was 30 years ago." So it was that pressure, sort of that monkey off the back for Aston Villa fans and the players and the football club. But emotion as well, Jim, because I spoke to so many Villa fans, parents that have passed away, you know, family members that have passed away, and what this would have meant to those people that aren't here today. And people are going through a lot. You know, everyone's going through a lot, football fans. What last night can do to give people a boost, what they're going through in their life. It was amazing to see my people, my fellow Brummies, so happy.
Brilliant. Your people. You're right, your people. In terms of legendary status, Gabby, where is this group now?
Oh, they're legends. And I say this all the time, Jim, I don't like to be called a legend. I feel legends of a football club need to win something. I really do. The 1982 players, they're legends of the football club. Now, these group of players are, and the one player, I don't like to pick one, but the one player that stands out for me is our captain. Scotland are lucky to have him, John McGinn. Immense, and I was so happy for him, what he's been through for this football club. The small price that Aston Villa paid for him, was it 2.5 million? What a player, what a nice guy, and what a captain.
Gabby, can I ask you personally, did you watch with regret last night that you never quite experienced a night like that?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, we got to the Carabao Cup final, we got to the FA Cup final and lost, but to get to a European final and get it over the line, the pressure that was on the players, because they were highly favourites in the game as well, to win against Freiburg. It wasn't like a jealous feeling. It was like, wow, Wow, I missed out. Wow, what I'll do to be on that pitch to share that, because the players know, Jim, the players get it, what it means to the Aston Villa fans to win another European Cup title.
Gabby, the parade gets underway today at 4:30 on Branson Street. You know where I'm talking about. In the jewellery quarter of Birmingham, running until 6 this evening. They will turn out in their tens of thousands, Gabby. You disappointed you're not going to make it back for the parade, or are you just happy you were there for the 90 minutes?
Do you know what? I'm devastated I'm not there, but we can't moan. All the fans that won't make it back from Istanbul that were at the game, we got to experience the atmosphere, you know, inside that stadium, the joy. There's going to be thousands, hundreds of thousands that are going to get to the parade. I feel sorry for anyone that's got work that's a Villa fan, because I'm sure they'll be saying to their boss, I've got to leave early to go to this parade. What a feeling, Jim White. I honestly, I was lost for words last night. I mean, these players are legends of the football club.
Gabby, I listened to you. You were far from lost for words, mate. You're a top man. Now, let's talk about this man, Unai Emery. After seeing Villa lift the trophy, his 5th Europa League trophy, Gabby, let's hear from him now. Unai Emery reflected on the progress the club has made in recent times.
I am really proud and very grateful for the club as I was before, competing in Europe, in different competitions in Europe. And through the clubs, through the supporters, through the history of each club, like Valencia, Sevilla, Villarreal, I am thankful for them, because without them, I am not being successful in this competition. And of course, here as well is the same. Fairly thankful Nassef and West Eden, because when they brought me here, I was getting the challenge with them to develop like we are doing, but they are supporting always our process. And thankful for the supporters, because the supporters as well, they are showing out their wishes, their desires to be challenging in the level we are, and in Premier League, in Europe, or in different competitions we are. And of course, I am thankful. I'm very thankful for the players, because the players are. In all the team, I was successful in this competition. I needed the good players. And now, as well, I am so thankful for the players, because they are necessary, how they are as well following our ambition, the club ambition, the army ambition, my ambition. And of course, the players, they are protagonists and dead on the field.
Unai Emery. We'll talk about more this hour, Gabby. But from Championship to Champions League twice and Europa League winners, did you see this coming when this great club was relegated 10 years ago?
Did I see him coming? No, I didn't. But once Aston Villa went and paid the compensation to Villarreal for Unai Emery, I looked at exactly what he had done in his career, and I thought, yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy that knows how to get European trophies for football clubs. And I had a feeling that maybe not as quick as it's happened. I can't lie, Jim, but in the future I would have thought he would have brought a cup back for this great football club. But do you see the good thing about Aston Villa, Jim? And every Villa fan will agree. The owners are great.
Yeah.
They give him the keys to the football club. They're not hanging around changing rooms like certain owners and like the TV cameras that wanted to be seen. These owners don't. They leave it to the manager, and he just runs that football club. We're in a special place. The players love the manager. The manager is in a good position with the owners. Aston Villa are in a good place. When you look at teams like Chelsea, the problems they've had, Nottingham Forest sacking managers, Villa fans feel very lucky where our club is at the moment.
Yeah, I remember 10 years ago at Wembley when you went up, I spoke to co-owner Wes Edens, who said, we are going to have to major trophies. And my God, they've done it. Gabby, let's head back to the streets of Istanbul where you are now. The Villa fans were absolutely buoyant, full of love for their team, and why wouldn't they be? And full of love for Unai Emery.
100%, mate. Best man you've ever had. Delivering trophies, Champions League. What more can we ask for, mate? What more can we ask for?
Could have got one before, mate, but even more now. Absolutely, the greatest of all time, the GOAT.
They're loving it, and why wouldn't they be, Gabby? I want to put something to you, Gabby, before we hit the break.
Yes.
Is this a good time? Is this good timing for Villa? And by that, I mean regarding Unai Emery. Look at what's gone elsewhere. Mourinho's going in at Real Madrid, it seems. Enzo Maresca's going to get City, it seems. Xabi Alonso is going in at Chelsea. We know So Unai Emery and Villa seem like a good match, and he looks as if it's the time that he would stay and carry on at Villa.
100%, and I only think the club that he would leave Villa for at the moment would have been maybe Real Madrid. I don't think any manager is concerned at Real Madrid. So to see Mourinho's gone there was great news for Villa fans. And all Aston Villa need, Jim, is these PSR, financial fair play rules to change, because there's no reason why Unai Emery can't win the Premier League. There's no reason why Unai Emery can't win the Champions League. But the only stumbling block is going to be what Villa can spend. Aston Villa spent the least last summer, Jim. All the promoted sides spent more. Burnley spent more than Aston Villa. So to have the season that they've had, and he's not been nominated for Man of the Season, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a top 6 or top 4 club bias, maybe? Interesting.
I like it. Gabby, it's all about Villa this morning, and why wouldn't it be? But of course, throughout the week, since that result for Manchester City at Bournemouth, it's all been about Arsenal. So we'll double up this morning. Bit of Villa, bit of Arsenal. When we come back, Arsenal invincible. No, not Martin Keown. Laurent will join us live. The one and the only Martin Keown is in our midst.
Jim, I'm just having a drink out of this bottle. Just to reaffirm, if anyone thought we lost our bottle. There it is.
There it is. Is this the same bottle as that Manchester City fan
and it
was
tastes
glugging
beautiful.
out of?
Tastes beautiful, by the way. So, no, congratulations to the club, firstly, Jim, to the players, the supporters. It's been a lot of pain. There's been a lot of commitment, a lot of energy's gone into it. You lose it 3 times. Something that we did as a group and this group now, just to see them, win the Premier League. Fantastic moment for the club. The supporters, I was at the ground last night. Honestly, the amount of support that was there instantaneously, fans everywhere, Jim. There was about 100,000. They're claiming 100,000 people there last night around the ground. A great moment. Fantastic for Arteta.
Yeah.
You guys questioned him. I felt that this would be the year. And it's proved to be the case. So, very satisfying.
Just to be clear, you were at the Emirates and you were there on Arsenal duty, were you?
I was doing a pitch event. A lot of the clubs do this. And I just thought, I need to stay. I need to keep an eye on this. And it was watch the last 20 minutes. I thought Bournemouth were absolutely magnificent in their endeavour. Just the honesty of this Premier League to win it. I think people are saying it's not the best Arsenal team of all time. But you know what? The Premier League now is so competitive, Jim. Bournemouth, look at what they're achieving. Their manager doesn't even have a club for next season, but look, he's going to leave the club that Bournemouth in the 6th place. So I knew it was going to be tough for City, and I think they ran out of steam in the end. And Pep, I thought maybe that would give them a little bit more energy, a bit more oxygen that the manager announces pretty well that he's going on the day of the game, but it proved not to be enough in the end.
I need you to give me a straight answer to this. Have Arsenal, in your view, been the most discredited champions in recent history?
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk!
Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air.
Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
Go.
I'm loyal.
Don't touch Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Good morning, everybody. 9:20 this Thursday morning, Thursday, May the 21st. It is Jim White and Gabby Agbonlahor, and we are live on talkSPORT. Now then, so much for Villa, but more on Villa throughout the morning with myself and Simon. If you're an Arsenal fan this morning, don't worry, we have hardly forgotten about what you've done this week. The champions of England. That's right, after 22 long years, you have finally won yourselves the Premier League title. And the good news keeps coming because Mikel Arteta is set to sign a 2-year contract extension that will keep him at the club until 2029. We've gone far and wide to catch up with some Arsenal invincibles, and we've found one. Laurent joins us live on the show this morning from Seville, I think, in Spain. Laurent, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Laurent.
Gabby's in Istanbul, you're in Seville, and I get the short straw. I'm back in the studio. Laurent, did you celebrate the other night in Seville?
Absolutely. You didn't notice my voice? It's a lovely, lovely feeling. I mean, we've been waiting for this for such a long time, and the boys have deserved it. Last time I came to the show, I always talking about the pathway. And the pathway has been brilliant. I said that we've been the best team at the beginning of the season. We've been the best team, and we are the best team, and we'll be finished the best team. I mean, this is no doubt. And that pathway came not just last year. I believe that 3-4 years ago. And finally, we delivered.
Lauren, after Arsenal winning this Premier League, you look at the problems that Chelsea have, new manager coming in. You look at the problems Liverpool have got. You look at Manchester City, Pep going, Maresca's coming in, big shoes to fill. Can Arsenal really, really start a dynasty now?
Well, it's a good question. But in my opinion, what we have to think now is about the final. It's not done yet. I mean, we won the league, but still the final, the Champions League is there. And we have nothing to lose. And according... and I'm going to align with your question, saying that if we manage to win this Champions League, then this dynasty, this new generation can extend that domination in the years to come. But we have to wait what we can do in that Champions League final, because it's not done yet.
Laurent, you played the game at the highest level. You're an Arsenal invincible. Here's the thing. What do Arsenal do to win the Champions League final? What do they have to do? What should the approach be against PSG?
Well, my own experience, I'm going to get back to my Mallorca days when I played my first Cup Winners' Cup final against Lazio. And we lost that game, but I learned a lot for that game. We played against a fantastic team, Nedved, Vieira front. It was a fantastic Lazio. Saying that the most important thing in the finals, after that I play many, is that you have to control the emotional factor. If you control your emotional factor, individual and collectively, then you can express yourself in the best possible way during the 90 minutes. And I believe that this team have learned a lot. We see that when they play the last couple of games, against West Ham, you see the maturity of the individuals and collectively. So therefore, I'm saying it's very important to reach to that game, controlling your emotional factor, and then everything will start to go in your way. We can dig into the tactical point of view, but I believe that is very important. One of the key factors, one of the key factors is to control the emotional factor, individual and collectively.
Lauren, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United have all won the Champions League. Arsenal haven't. How important now is it that this Arsenal team, if they don't this season, but soon win the Champions League for such a big football club?
It's massive. I believe that we don't have to think about in the next year or following year. I believe that we have a big chance now next week. And the boys, I believe that they are ready. They are ready. This generation are ready. And I keep saying that to many people over here in Spain. And I believe that we have a big chance next week. And therefore, these boys, they are going to deliver. And we don't have nothing to lose, boys. I mean, it's a big chance in our hands. We know that it's going to be very difficult because PSG, they've got the experience. They won already. They've been there last year. However, we don't have nothing to lose. We have to play with our strength, with all our belief, in knowing that if we win that game, it will be forever in the history. So therefore, I believe these boys, they can do it on Sunday.
Will it go a long way, Laurent?
Saturday, sorry.
Will it go a long way if Arsenal win it to making up for that 2006 Champions League final defeat in Paris? I was there, and I saw the Arsenal fans afterwards leaving the stadium, and boy, were they down. But it was a decent effort, 10 men against the 11. Henrik Larsson turned the whole game round, if you remember, for Barcelona. Will it go a long way to erasing that memory if Arsenal can win this Champions League final?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long way. So that's what I was saying at the beginning of the show, that I believe into the pathway. Because the pathway, we've been, first of all, we have to detach the effort of the institution, the fans, and the team. This cohesion drives us in order to the institution to be patient, to stick to Arteta, because the last few years we didn't deliver, but they didn't sack the manager. They were patient. They were giving the right tools to Arteta, Andrea Berta, in order to sign top players. And the fans have been absolutely unbelievable, waiting for this momentum. And also the team. The team has been mature. We fell against Liverpool a couple of seasons ago. We fell against West Ham, lost in that game. So the team is ready. So therefore, that it's a long time, it's true. But I believe that this team is ready. We can make a history next week, winning that Champions League.
Lauren, what does Mikel Arteta have to do to become Arsenal's greatest ever manager?
Well, that question, that accountability have to go to himself. I mean, I believe that he's doing well. He's doing well. I met Arteta 3 years ago in USA. He's a top coach. He's a top coach. I'm not saying now because we won the Premier League. I keep saying this long ago. In that pathway, he's a key member into that pathway because he brought together that cohesion that you need about the institution, the fans, and the team. So therefore, what he has to do is believe in what he has doing over the last year. That pathway have been driving him now in order to win the league and also to get in this Champions League final.
Laurent, terrific stuff. Arsenal are hot at the moment. Of that, there is no doubt. Going to be hot out there where you are today. Seville, 36 degrees this afternoon, Monsieur Laurent. Yeah, it's going to be a hot one. Thank you so much for joining us.
Lovely to talk to you always.
Brilliant. Absolute legend, of course, of the game is Laurent. Coming next, closer to home, Sam Allardyce. He's going to be joining Gabby and myself live on the show. Who goes down, West Ham or Tottenham? That's next.
It is a sensational story and so many strands to it. And I've seen a lot of Southampton fans who've come out in condemnation of the club. They say this is the darkest day in their long history. And I think a lot of Southampton fans are quite embarrassed at the way in which their name has been dragged through the mud. As you say, the punishment is immediate expulsion from that playoff final on Saturday, the £200 million game. So they have been stolen of the right to to possibly get back into the Premier League the first time of asking, and a 4-point deduction for the start of next season. That's because, as I understand it, the EFL argued that the playoffs needed to be treated as a separate cup competition. Obviously, Southampton admitted spying on Middlesbrough, so that's where that punishment comes from. They also admitted over the course of this hearing with the Independent Commission spying on at least 2 other Championship teams, which is why there's also a points penalty for next season. Southampton appealed it immediately, not because they feel they're innocent, but because they feel the punishment doesn't really befit the crime. One of the things I was told coming out of St Mary's is they feel this is unprecedented. It is, because there isn't a precedent. I know that Marcelo Bielsa escaped with a fine, but it was only after that incident ahead of the Leeds final playoff with Derby that it was put in the rule book. So this is uncharted territory. Southampton have told staff in an email that I've seen from the Chief Executive, Phil Parsons, their legal team are confident they've got a strong case. They're going to keep preparing for this game on Saturday. I don't think it's going to be overturned in terms of Southampton being allowed to play this final. What could happen is a sort of halfway house where the points deduction gets rescinded. But I think there's enough evidence that Southampton will not take their place at Wembley. We're hearing stories of analysts dressing as staff wearing the kits of non-league Eastleigh when Ipswich were using their training ground in order to spy. So this is quite sinister in many ways. This is not just some bloke who's turned up at the Middlesbrough training ground and filmed a few minutes of training. So I think they're banged to rights. I think they've shown very little contrition. I think it's poor that we haven't had a statement from Southampton in the aftermath of this punishment. We still haven't heard officially from the club.
Yeah,
we're a long way down the line now. Surely they should have had something prepared.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jim White, Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. It's a perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the Upgrade event. Check it out online. Martin Samuel in the Times this morning Aston Villa, 3 stunning goals, the outcome never in doubt. It's hard to recall a more convincing performance from an English club against European opponents in a European final than Aston Villa's in Istanbul. He's absolutely right. It was so one-sided, and Villa wake up this morning, as do their fans, European champions. It is a great, great moment for this great club. Gabby knows all about Aston Villa. He's an Aston Villa legend himself, although he doesn't like admitting that. Let's hear from some of the fans now. Gavin is a big Villa fan who joins us live this morning. Gavin, good morning. How do you feel?
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Gavin.
Good morning. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Gabby. Gabby, absolute honour to meet you, honestly. Big Villa fan here in Ireland. I just want to kind of talk about just the last 12 months alone, just not even last night, how much the last 12 months kind of led into last night. I was at Old Trafford away the last day of the season. We're right in front of me, the Morgan Rogers kind of incident where we were robbed of Champions League football. And I genuinely took that like into the summer. I was literally like, it nearly made me depressed. And I was just like, just how we were robbed of Champions League football the last day of the season. And I remember like coming away from Old Trafford that day, and like Villa fans were still singing, we still got Europe, and not really kind of taking much of it at the time. Fast forward 12 months later, we're into a European final, and you know, it's just surreal, and it's just like that pressure I took from that day just totally wiped away last night, and we're walking away with a European trophy. Like, I was also gutted last year when we just got knocked out by PSG, and it's just like I would actually trade all of that misery this time last year for what I experienced last night. To see the team perform, how cohesive they were, like the goal, the Tielemans goal, how well worked that was. Like, I got so many messages from all my friends being like, "Oh my God, I've never seen such a, it's definitely a training ground goal," you know. And I was just so proud of them. Like, what a performance.
And it's funny, isn't it, how some things happen for a reason. I was so gutted as well. I even sent a letter to the PGMOL. Howard Webb didn't get a reply after that Rodgers incident. But like he says, Aston Villa fans would trade all that in. But what's crazy is that Aston Villa fans were disappointed they didn't qualify for the Champions League. That's the standards that this manager has set. And then he goes and wins his 5th Europa League. Last night, honestly, mate, the Villa fans in the stadium when that goal from Tielemans went in, because it was a bit cagey, wasn't it, mate? No one really expected that goal to come. And honestly, my reaction, I think I nearly fainted.
Gabby, brilliant. Listen, thank you so much for your call, Gavin. Let's hear from James, who's another Villa fan. So many Villa fans trying to get through. 03717 223344. James, good morning. How do you see it all? Is this the start of something really special?
Morning, Jim. Morning, Gabby. You good?
Good, James. Thank you very much. You can take it for granted that Gabby is good.
Yeah, we just got off the plane at Birmingham Airport, driving on the M42 now, back from Istanbul. Myself and my 12-year-old son, Shay. We was in the stadium last night, right in front of Gabby. We shouted him because we bowled the Falcons. And what a night, what a night. 2 hours sleep for a 12-year-old on the plane. Oh, mate, what an experience to share with my son. Amazing. And Villa just absolutely controlled it. Unai, what a manager, controlled it, Gabby, didn't we?
Yeah, and I think these moments like you just had with your 12-year-old, in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, it can be telling his friends, I was there. I was in Istanbul when Aston Villa won the European Cup. That's what it's all about, isn't it, mate?
All about it, mate. I'm 44, so I've never had it. You know, I was obviously one when we won the European Cup. But it's 30 years to lift the trophy as well. And to take my son, it just means everything. But, George, do you want to say something?
It literally just looked way too easy last night. Freiburg just weren't as good.
Well done, James. James, terrific. Thanks for taking time out to call us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So Villa won it over Freiburg by 3-0. Much more than that throughout the morning and throughout the day on talkSPORT. Would you believe it? We're just 22 days away from the World Cup, which gets underway in the USA, Mexico, Canada. And talkSPORT, undoubtedly, is the place to be.
The
greatest and most prestigious football tournament in the world.
We are inviting the world back, and they are going to find an American soccer country and culture.
And so to the football.
It's Iniesta to win the World Cup for Spain. The magic matches and the fantastic football. Germany in seventh heaven. Brazil in footballing hell. And France are the World Cup winners in 2018.
Anyone could win this World Cup.
Mbappe has a hat-trick. He has his place in history.
We have the experience to win a big tournament for the last 20 years now.
25 yards out, right of centre, left-footed corner! Oh my goodness!
Harry Kane attacking it. Stoops, conquers, and England lead.
I think everything is possible, but we have to make it possible.
It comes to Vinicius Junior! 1-0!
6 times champion of the World Cup.
Well, it will be a fantastic event. It will be 104 Super Bowls in 1 month.
Scotland are going to the World Cup finals! Kenny McLean!
The real test now will be when we get there. How can we turn up?
Dust off your passports, pack your suitcases. England are on their way.
Come on, England!
And let's not forget, Scotland are there too. Their squad has already been announced by Steve Clarke, and talkSPORT are bringing you a star-studded squad to keep tabs on how far both Scotland and England go. So the lineup, what about the talkSPORT lineup? It features 2 current Premier League managers, Everton's David Moyes and Brighton boss Fabian Hürzeler. You're going to hear from Fabian when he joins Simon and myself this morning. Now, elsewhere, they're going to be joined by recently retired England defender Kyle Walker, who represented his country across 5 major tournaments, and World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit. Mais oui. We will also have former Netherlands striker and Gareth Southgate's assistant with England, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, and US goalkeeping legend Brad Friedel. Plus England legend Stuart Piers, love Stuart, and former Scotland assistant manager Mark McGee. And I'm going to be with the man Simon Jordan every day from 1 till 4 from the 50th floor of the World Trade Center, New York, against the iconic Manhattan skyline. What a setting. And you will be able to hear us live. Oh, Gabby, you can hear us live, and you can watch the show live as well, as you do every morning when we are on between 10 and 1. And we will have teams across the 3 countries, so you will not miss a moment of all the action. All 104 matches. talkSPORT going in and going in big. Gabby, Scotland, I hope for the best. I'm not sure what we're going to get. With England, how far are they going to go?
Listen, I want to say they will win it. I think it's going to be difficult. I look at France, I look at that forward line that they've got, and that they're a problem. I think Brazil will be strong. Argentina again. You've seen what they've done for the whole team to get Lionel Messi to win his first World Cup. Portugal is strong. Spain will be strong. I think our top players have got to turn up. Harry Kane's got to have the tournament of his life. Can we not have injuries? Can Morgan Rogers be played in a position that is going to affect the game the most? Can Bellingham be put in the right position for himself as well? But I think we've got a chance. We've got a manager now that will make big decisions. Thomas Tuchel won't play players that are out of form. We won't play players that have got knocks. And he's a known winner.
Gabby, I'll put you on the spot. And we're not even there yet. Who do you foresee being England's star man at this thing?
Oh. Do you know what? People might say I'm biased, Jim, but I really do think Morgan Rogers. Honestly, yesterday before the game, all the players come out to look at the pitch, and he just... Last one on the pitch, he's looking at the fans, he's got his headphones in, he's got that swagger about him where he doesn't look like he gets nervous. He plays the game like he's having fun. I think he's going to be one of our key players for the tournament, and the Thomas Tuchel loves him. Unai Emery has played him in every game this season. He hasn't been rested once. I think he's going to be a big part of what England do in the World Cup, Jim.
And Gabby, briefly, your own Ezri Konsa has had a great season, yes. and he's still enjoying a great season. Is it him and Gahey at the back for Tuchel?
I think it is, yeah. I think Harry Maguire will push them close, I feel. Even Levi Colwell, there's a shout that he might get called up because he's a top defender. It might come too soon for him maybe, but I think what Konsa's done, that performance as well yesterday, so strong defensively and such a successful season for Aston Villa, it would be a no-brainer to play him on that right-hand side of the defence and Gahey left side.
Gabby, thanks a lot. Gabby in Istanbul, of
Can I
course.
ask you one quick question, though, Jim, please?
Go on, mate.
Sorry.
Go on.
On your trip to America, I hope the private jet and the hotel is adequate for Simon.
Oh, mate, that remains to be seen. Is any hotel adequate for Simon? That's a crucially important question and one that haunts me
get that right,
every hour of every day. Gabby, thanks, mate. I'll be back with you shortly. Back here, of course, it's all been about Spygate. And now Southampton will not be at Wembley this weekend. It will be Middlesbrough against Hull. The latest on that on the way.
I mean, he's been given 7 years. And of course, during that 7 years, what he's done is incremental progress. There's a little bit of flatlining. I mean, I wrote an article in 2023 saying that they had to spend £250 million to stand still after that first season where they finished second and they blew it themselves. And they did spend £250 million to stand still because they finished second each season. But you've seen the evolution of his thinking. You've seen the evolution of the manner in which it interacts with the media. You've seen the style of play change. Yeah. But you've also seen them become more competitive in Europe at the same time. Because people turn around and say you can't have both. If you're going to do well in the league, you might find yourself being compromised in the Champions League, but they've gone deeper in the Champions League than perhaps some of their predecessors, notably Arsene Wenger, did for significant periods of his time during his tenure. So he's won on most fronts. So you have to give him all of the plaudits that this achievement deserves, because the end has justified the means.
What was the defining moment, Danny? Did the signing of Declan Rice appear on that particular list, if you're looking at what really clinched it?
Well, he's been a big factor, but he's been there a little while where they haven't got over the line. So I actually thought this season, the defeat at Arsenal kind of Man City set them free a little bit, because then they became the chaser and it was a bit like, oh, nothing to lose, let's go. And they went again. Although they weren't brilliant, it still gave them a new focus and a new impetus.
Well, some thought they'd bottle it after that.
They did, because they've done it before. But I think Arteta deserves... When you look at the numbers, which I was looking at last night for the last 4 seasons, the 3 seconds and then the win, this is their most pragmatic season. They've been more... they've scored more goals in previous seasons. They've been more expansive, let's say, better to watch. And he made a conscious choice this season of becoming even more resilient and more difficult to play against.
Yeah.
And that is a brave decision, side, because if it didn't go well,
it can be castigated.
Yeah.
I mean, success in football has an irony, because it's often an orphan. It's attributed to one person, and failure has many fathers. In this instance, success has many fathers, because I think you can take it back to the decision to break up the dressing room, to get rid of Aubameyang, and to be supported in doing that. For Kroenke to have the penny drop and bring his son into it, so there's day-to-day interaction between the ownership model and their change of direction from being people that were prepared to invest very little to people that are prepared to give the first-team manager the tools to go up against the opposition. So I think all of these things on the way bring out this end result.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk!
Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air.
Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't tell me. Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
Did you know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Good morning, everybody. 10 to 10, it's talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jim White. I'll be back live with Simon from 10. But Gabby is with me, or not with me in person. He is live from Istanbul. So what do we know this Thursday morning? Arsenal are set to reward Mikel Arteta with a lucrative deal for ending the club's 22-year wait for a Premier League title. Former Celtic captain Jackie McNamara insists there is every chance now that Martin O'Neill will stay on as manager beyond the end of this season. Jackie is on the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup. Don't miss that on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. And the FA is now investigating Southampton's conduct after the club admitted to spying on 3 other championship clubs during the past season. Their punishment was expulsion from the playoff final at Wembley, and they have now been replaced by Middlesbrough. But talkSPORT's Jamie O'Hara says this whole situation's a mess.
You can't have a playoff final with a team who got beat in a semi. That can't happen. And all this is because the EFL want their big money spinner, they want their big finish to the season with the big playoff final at Wembley, and they want they need that. The EFL need it.
Exactly.
But it's an absolute sham. Middlesbrough, sorry, they shouldn't be in it. They got beat.
No, they shouldn't.
They got beat, and it weren't because they spied. They got beat because they weren't good enough, and they couldn't put a ball in the back of net when they was on top of Southampton. Now you've been kicked out. Do I agree with it? No. But the fact that Middlesbrough now get to play in the final, I think, is a joke. And if Hull lose in the final, if I'm Hull City and we get beat in the final because they've had 3-4 days less to prepare, all right? They've only found out tonight that they're playing now. 100% they're playing Middlesbrough. That game's on Saturday. If I'm Hull and we get beat in the final, I'm suing the EFL.
Wow. Say what you really think, Jamie. Well, Southampton's punishment wasn't just losing their place in the playoff final. Saints have also been deducted 4 points in the championship next season. Dragan Solak, as I understand it, the Southampton owner, now en route from Slovenia to the UK. Gabby in Istanbul, this is one enormous mess. Where do you stand in the situation? You heard O'Hara. What do you think?
Listen, I look at it and I say to myself, would Southampton have beat Middlesbrough without spying on them? I think they would have. They were a better team, especially in that second leg, second half. But they cheated. Simple as that. You can't just fine Southampton because another club will do it in the future. So you had to make a statement here, and I agree with it. Cheated multiple times. You deserve to be thrown out. And the desperation from Southampton and the manager and whoever was involved, Jim, is crazy because every set piece, every game for Oxford, for Middlesbrough, for Ipswich, the game that they spied on, is out there to be seen. What are you going to learn, Jim, from watching, spying on their trainings? I just don't get it at all.
What about the Southampton players? We're beginning to hear from them. Leo Scienza to Instagram. He said, disappointment, anger, sadness. It's difficult to find the right words for what we're feeling now. He said, for every player in this dressing room, above all for the fans as well, a moment like this should never end the way it did. But it has ended the way it's ended, and now they have been kicked out. If you were a Saints player this morning, Gabby, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking to myself, let me phone my lawyer. How can I sue the football club to basically get money that I'm going to lose out on? Because as a player, you're looking at it and you're saying, we were good enough to beat Middlesbrough. We feel like we're probably good enough to go and win in the final. What you spied on wouldn't have made any difference to us. Our bonus might have been $500,000 each for promotion bonus. Our wages might go from 30,000 to 60,000 a week, Jim. You're costing players millions of pounds. So if I'm a player, I'm thinking, okay, someone's got to pay me some of the money because it's life-changing for these players.
It sure is. I wonder what kind of playoff final we're going to see, Gabby. I can't imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like. It is strange. An opportunity for Middlesbrough, but Hull simply just have to go about their business as they were planning for the final anyway.
Yeah, but it is quite frustrating for Hull, and I'm sure if Hull don't get the result, this won't be the end of this, Jim, because I see it from a Hull perspective. Who were they planning for? Southampton. So you find out yesterday, okay, you're not planning for them anymore. Okay, you got 3 days to plan for Middlesbrough. How has that affected Hull's preparation for the game? Hull might say, Middlesbrough, you lost in the semi-final. Why do you deserve to go to the final? Maybe Hull deserve to go straight into the Premier League. I don't think this is the end of the legal case if Middlesbrough win on Saturday.
Well, Gabby, as you might imagine, Spygate has dominated proceedings here.
Yep.
But it has been an unbelievable week right here on talkSPORT Breakfast. From Arsenal ending their 22-year wait for a league title and Aston Villa, Gabby's Aston Villa, getting glory in Istanbul. We've had it all, and you've been entertained all along the way.
We're coming to you live from Istanbul on the morning of Aston Villa's Europa League final. Gabby, come on. The big news. Arsenal are Premier League champions.
You might be sunning yourself over in Istanbul. I am sunning myself in Kensington because we have finally done it.
I've got two regrets in my football career. One is that I never played in the World Cup, and the other one is that Piers Morgan is an Arsenal supporter.
Gabby was sat there saying, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I think I called him the unwanted uncle.
Aston Villa. Let's get in there.
This is what it's all about. This is football. So tonight, everyone feels, including myself, that now is the time.
He's a European king.
I see a professional performance by a team that know they can make history tonight.
It is a night of Villa glory. The long wait is over. They have done it.
My name is Rupert Bell, and I'm going down fighting with a bottle up the Villa. What a night, what a trip.
Gabby Agbonlahor!
How you feeling?
Unbelievable, Ali. Wow.
Prince William, Ali, did you manage to catch up with your good friend?
He hit me with a heat-seeking custard pie.
I really shouldn't like you, Ali, because my wife used to think you were sexy.
Wonderful night. I mean, we absolutely loved it. It was perfect, terrific performance. Stunning goals.
First time in Istanbul, I'll be coming back. What a brilliant city, by the way.
Wonderful. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, Gabby is sitting there in Istanbul, draped in Villa colours, and why wouldn't he be? Sum it up for me, Gabby. Take it out for us on breakfast this morning. What did it mean to you, that experience, the experience you have just had there, watching your club lift the Europa League trophy?
The experience I've had, and every Aston Villa fan across the world, nothing compares to seeing your team win a European trophy. One of the best days of my life, and I'm sure every Villa fan can say the same. Unai Emery, can he be knighted?
There you go. Gabby, well done. You're going to head back to the UK very shortly. I will be back on air in the next few moments with the man Simon Jordan. It only remains for me to shout in a very loud way, up the Villa! He's going to make